My dad was driving carelessly and ended up rear-ending a Xiaomi S680. Facing the cold, high-society young lady stepping out of the car, my dad clutched his head and asked worriedly, "Can I pay in installments? I'll pay it over 3 generations." After saying that, he immediately threw out my photo. This is my second generation. At that moment, I was napping in class. Suddenly, a beautiful young girl rushed into the classroom. A loud bang pulled me from my deep sleep back to reality. I opened my eyes dazed, only to see a stunning figure standing at the door. While I was still mesmerized by that beauty, the young girl walked straight toward me, then suddenly grabbed my hand firmly and dragged me out of the classroom. I stumbled as she pulled me along. "Hey, beauty, who are you? Let go of me!" The homeroom teacher finally snapped out of shock, hurriedly stepping forward to ask, "Student, who are you? What do you want to do?" The girl's footsteps faltered slightly. She looked at the teacher and turned her head coldly. Lu Chingley. Those 3 words sounded like thunder in my ears. In this whole school, even the whole city, who doesn't know this 18-year-old genius girl? Just starting 11th grade, she was already recruited to Kim Dai University's computer science department. Despite her young age, she has already taken over Luo Shi Group. She is the eldest daughter of the Luo family. Lu Chingley's voice remained as cold as ever. "I have an emergency right now. Someone will come to explain to you later." With that, she used her authority to take me away, leaving everyone standing there in a daze. 10 minutes later, I was hunched over a trash can outside the hospital, vomiting uncontrollably. Parked next to me was a red Lamborghini. The driver's door opened. Lu Chingley stepped out of the car. "Could you choose a time when no one's around to vomit? I don't want people to misunderstand and think I did something to you." I crossly wiped my mouth and looked at her. "You think I wanted to vomit? You were driving so fast. Are you in a hurry to be reincarnated?" Lu Chingley, expressionless, brushed past me and walked straight ahead. Her pleasant but commanding voice carried an air of authority. "Follow me now. Follow my foot. Goodbye." After saying that, I turned to leave. Lu Chingley turned back, her eyes narrowing slightly. She issued a cold warning. "I dare you to take one more step. Let me make this clear to you. There's a life upstairs waiting for you to save right now. If you know what's good for you, you'd better follow me. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind actually sending you to your reincarnation." Hearing that, I was startled. A life is waiting for me to save? I looked up and realized this was the People's Hospital. I didn't ask anything else and strode after her. Just as we entered the hospital corridor, a worried doctor ran up. "Miss Luo, you're finally here? Is this the gentleman?" The doctor glanced at me. He looked a bit surprised after seeing my face clearly. Then he turned to instruct the nurses. "Prepare for surgery immediately." I asked blankly, "What surgery? What exactly is going on?" Right after that, I caught a glimpse of the person in the hospital room. "Wait a second. Over there. Who's that child lying on the hospital bed?" I looked at Lu Chingley in shock. "Is that your daughter?" Lu Chingley gave me a sidelong glance. "I'm only 18 years old." I looked at her, even more astonished. "Only 18? And you already have a daughter?" Lu Chingley turned to ask the doctor beside her, "If my sister receives his blood, will her intelligence be affected?" The doctor explained seriously, "Please rest assured, Miss Luo, blood type doesn't cause any effect on human intelligence." Then he turned to tell me, "Sir, you must be clear on the situation now. Second, Miss Luo had an accident and needs an emergency transfusion, but unfortunately she has the extremely rare panda blood type. Currently, only your blood is compatible. Please follow me into the operating room immediately." Hearing that, I nodded in agreement without any hesitation. Lying in the operating room, I watched my own blood flowing continuously through the transfusion tube. Finally, I began to piece everything together outside that operating room. The beautiful young girl who forced me here turned out to be the famous Lu Chingley, known by everyone. Her sister had an accident because of her panda blood. It was incredibly hard to find a donor, and by pure coincidence, I have that blood type too. No wonder Lu Chingley came looking for me. After the blood draw was finished, I sat aside to rest for a while. I pressed down on my arm and turned to look over. Second Miss Luo was definitely out of danger, but she still had her eyes tightly closed and hadn't woken up. Yet, Lu Chingley stayed right by the hospital bed. At this moment, there was a laptop on her lap. Her fingers were flying across the keyboard. Lines of complex code ran continuously across the computer screen. Lu Chingley stared intently at the screen. Finally, when she saw the data displayed, she frowned slightly. "Still haven't found information about him. Even now, there's no trace of his project. Is he still alive? If he's alive, there would definitely be scars on his body. But why? Does it seem like the information has completely vanished from this world?" Being ignored made me feel extremely dissatisfied. I approached slowly like a ghost. "Hey, Lu Chingley, are you just going to ignore me?" She closed her laptop with an expressionless face. I rubbed the spot where the blood was just drawn and grumbled, "Aren't you going to say thank you to your benefactor? After all, I just saved her sister's life. You drained so much of my blood. From the moment I stepped out of the operating room, this girl hasn't even looked me in the face once." Hearing this, Lu Chingley acted as if she'd heard the most ridiculous thing ever. Not strangling the Line family was already an act of mercy for her. She looked up at me with cold eyes and asked sarcastically, "Why should I thank you? Good grief, is there no justice left?" I was just about to argue back when the hospital room door was suddenly pushed open. A middle-aged man and woman rushed inside. Seeing the middle-aged man who just entered, I almost thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. "Why is my dad here?" My dad looked at Lu Chingley anxiously. Cold sweat was pouring down his forehead. He rubbed his hands and fixed his gaze on me. "You still have the nerve to talk? Why didn't you answer my call earlier? Your aunt and I were on our way to pick you up from school when we accidentally hit the Luo family's second young lady. The second Miss Luo almost died from blood loss. Luckily, I remembered just in time that you have panda blood too, which matches the second Mrs. blood type, otherwise." My dad didn't dare think further. The middle-aged woman beside him smiled flatteringly, bowing and scraping before Luo Chingley. "Miss Luo, it's all our fault. Please don't be angry," Luo Chingley sneered, tossing the laptop aside. "Just a minute ago, your son was very aggressively demanding an apology from me. I felt my face burning as if on fire. I had absolutely no idea that things had come to this. No wonder Luo Chingley hasn't given me a single kind look from start to finish and acted like it was only natural." Hearing this, the middle-aged woman glared at me with her slanted eyes. She hissed through her teeth, "You little brat, are you trying to cause more trouble for us on purpose? Look at your status. Being able to give blood to the second miss is the blessing of 8 lifetimes. Someone like you dares to demand an apology from Miss Luo? Who do you think you are?" "This woman's name is Yang Hui. She is my father's second wife and also my stepmother. 5 years ago, my mother became a vegetable due to an accident, so my father decisively divorced her. Yang Hui successfully went from being a mistress to the legitimate wife. While my mother is still in a coma to this day, in that very year, I lost everything in the blink of an eye, and none of this would have happened without that woman's interference." Thinking of this, my hands unconsciously clenched into fists. My head was buzzing. I almost couldn't control myself and rushed up to slap her. My father stood beside me and nudged my shoulder. I'm begging you, go and apologize to Miss Luo right now. After all, it was our family's fault that caused the second miss to have such an accident." I was about to say our family. But tell me, do I even have a home anymore? Back then, when this woman personally kicked me out of the Lin family gates, I didn't hear anyone calling it our family then. Seeing that I still stood there unresponsive, Yang Hui pointed at my face, her voice getting shriller. "Lin Haoyu, do you want to get us killed? I told you to apologize to Miss Luo. Are you deaf? What, you think you're all grown up now? I can't even order you around anymore, can I? Get over here and apologize to Miss Luo now." She rolled up her sleeves and walked toward me, looking like she was about to teach me a lesson. Enough. Luo Chingley stood up abruptly. Her eyes were cold as ice. Her voice held no warmth. "Who gave you the nerve to turn my place into a marketplace for your bickering?" Yang Hui hurriedly tried to explain. "That's not it, Miss Luo. Please let me explain." Luo Chingley's eyes showed clear impatience. "Get out. My lawyer will handle the rest, and as for you, never show your faces in front of me again." Yang Hui was in a panicked daze. It seemed Miss Luo had no intention of forgiving the Line family. Suddenly, a tender, sweet voice came from the hospital bed. "Sister." Everyone turned their heads at once and saw the girl who had been unconscious until now had sat up at some point. She looked about 10 years old with bandages still wrapped around her forehead. Her smooth hair looked very soft. Her small, pale face was incredibly pure. Her bright blue eyes sparkled like stars. Though her face still had a bit of baby fat, her chin was quite delicate. A perfect, cute lolly girl. Luo Chingley stepped closer. Her whole face suddenly became gentle. "Linger, are you awake? Do you feel unwell anywhere?" Luo Linger pouted and pointed to her head. "Yes, it hurts so much here, sister. What happened to me? I think I lost a lot of blood. It's so scary." Luo Chingley frowned, freezing for a moment. "Don't touch it, little one." The doctor beside them began to check Luo Linger's health. Then he smiled and put away his stethoscope. "Miss Luo, she's out of danger now, but she still needs some time to recover." Then the doctor patted Luo Linger's head. "Second miss, don't worry, you are safe and sound now. The blood you lost was replaced by that older brother over there, who gave his own blood to save you." Luo Linger's large, clear eyes wandered around and stopped on me. Then she flashed a bright smile. Her voice was clear and pleasant. "Big brother, thank you for saving Linger." Hearing that, I quickly waved it off. "It's nothing." Luo Linger smiled at me. "So how should Linger repay you?" She actually frowned, looking deep in thought, starting to think of all sorts of things. Suddenly her eyes lit up. "I've got it, brother. Can Linger marry you and be your wife?" Pfft, I almost choked to death on my own spit. Luo Chingley gave her sister's head a light tap. "Linger, what on earth are you thinking? How much older than you is he?" Luo Linger pouted. "So what? Age has never been a barrier to love. I felt like I'd been struck by lightning, completely stunned. Are these really the words of a child under 10 years old? So brother, are you willing to wait for Linger to grow up?" Linger tilted her head and asked in a sweet, coaxing voice. Sunlight streamed into the room through the floor-to-ceiling window. The girl smiled innocently and radiantly. Luo Chingley glanced at me coldly. "Ignore her. You may leave now." "No, you can't go. Linger's leg is injured. I can't move it." With that, She tried to grab my arm. We haven't even exchanged contact information yet. Besides, Linger still hasn't thought of a worthy way to repay you. Yang Hui, standing nearby, quickly chimed in with flattery. No repayment is necessary, really. There's no need. Second miss, it's his honor to give blood to you. Forget just a transfusion. As long as you are safe, it wouldn't matter even if we drained all his blood. Linger turned and asked, Who are you? I. Yang Hui felt a bit embarrassed. Was she supposed to say she was Lin Haoyu's stepmother? She quickly pushed my father forward. He is Lin Haoyu father. We are all Haoyu family. Linger frowned. She said with a confused expression, If you're Haoyu family, then why did you just say something about draining all of his blood? Aren't you afraid he'll be hurt? Those words made my heart tighten. I looked down at the little girl clutching my arm tightly, fearing I would leave. Yang Hui pinched my father's arm hard and winked at him to take action. My father hurriedly bowed flatteringly. Hey, second miss. In short, as long as you're okay, it's fine. No one else matters. Yang Hui nodded repeatedly. That's right, second miss. Unexpectedly, Luo Linger cut her off, turning her head toward the noble girl behind her. Sister, these two are way too noisy. Linger just woke up and needs some peace and quiet. Lu Chingley cast a cold gaze at the two of them. Get out. How could Yang Hui bear to leave things unfinished like this? With the Luo family's power, if Miss Luo was still angry about that accident, then with their family's current situation, the line group would have no choice but to wait for bankruptcy, understand? Miss Luo, we'll take our leave now. Luo Chingley remained perfectly composed, but her voice was bone-chillingly cold. Don't make me repeat myself a third time. Yang Hui was so scared her face turned pale. Yes, we're leaving right now. With that, she dragged my father away, not forgetting to turn back and glare at me. Why are you still standing there like an idiot? Get your butt out here now, I snapped back immediately. If you're so smart, why don't you go die first? My father quickly held Yang Hui back, then turned back and told me, How are you? Follow us out right now. I gave a cold snort, then gently patted the cute girl's head, softly saying, Your name is Linger, right? I have to go now. Make sure to rest well. Goodbye. I looked at the pretty, adorable girl one last time with regret. Maybe we'll never see each other again. Having said that, I stood up and walked out. Seeing this, Linger became extremely anxious as I reached the door. Brother, how are you? Please don't go, sister. Call him back, quickly. He's the one who saved Linger's life. Luo Chingley stroked Linger's head and softly said, His family members were the ones who hit you and caused your accident. Him giving blood was just to pay his family's debt. Linger immediately sat up more, almost throwing a tantrum on the bed. No way I won't have it. He is my lifesaver. I want him to come back here. If you don't call him back, Linger will never eat her green vegetables again. Luo Chingley looked at Linger with a bit of surprise. You mean that as long as he comes back, you'll eat your vegetables from now on? Linger suddenly sat straight up and said while cracking her knuckles, As long as he comes back, Linger will eat her vegetables for a whole week and absolutely won't be a picky eater at all. Luo Chingley frowned slightly. Make it half a month? Linger seriously held up 10 fingers? Only 10 days? Luo Chingley maintained her cold expression. 20 days. Linger looked up and cried out, Wow, you're so mean, sister. What's so great about bullying your own little sister? While crying, she occasionally took a peek to see her sister's reaction. Luo Chingley turned away heartlessly. 1 month, or forget it. Linger stopped crying instantly. She hugged Luo Chingley's long legs. No way. It was Linger's fault, okay? 1 month then. I knew I could never win against this demon sister. Now quickly call him back for me. Luo Chingley leisurely sat down on the sofa. Don't worry, I have a way to make him come back here voluntarily. She glanced over at a book, but her eyes looked thoughtful. Her mind was still replaying the face of that boy from earlier. Just as I stepped out of the patient room, Yang Hui erupted like a volcano. She turned to glare at me furiously. You little brat! I look away for a few days and you're already trying to walk all over me? What kind of attitude was that just now? How dare you speak to me like that? Don't you have any manners? My hand clenched into a tight fist. I lifted my head and looked straight at her. A mistress, who stole someone else's husband like you, actually dares to lecture me about manners? The next second, a stinging slap landed squarely on my face. I looked at the man in front of me in shock. His hand was still suspended in midair. It was my father. How can you talk to your aunt like that? She is your elder, after all. What's wrong with her teaching you a thing or two? My father glared at me and shouted in anger. Apologize to your aunt right now. I felt my cheek burning like fire. A strong wave of resentment rose within me. Yang Hui crossed her arms, looking at me with smug satisfaction, the classic look of a petty person getting her way. This child needs a good beating sometimes, otherwise, he'll forget his own name. I pursed my lips and slightly tilted my chin up. If I could choose, I'd rather not carry this lion's surname. My father was so angry his chest was heaving. He raised his hand to slap me again. Why did I raise such an ungrateful child like you? But the next second, someone caught his arm firmly. The faint scent of lavender surrounded me. I turned my head in surprise. Oh my God, am I having a lucky day with beauties or what? Yet another incredibly beautiful girl appeared. This girl was wearing the exact same school uniform as Luo Chingley. Very different from Luo Chingley's cold and arrogant aura, every movement of hers exuded gentleness and elegance. Even though I don't know what happened, this is a public place, so please try to maintain some level of restraint. Even her voice was incredibly sweet, like a gentle breeze blowing through the sky, able to blow away all anger. My father probably realized his impulsiveness from a moment ago, but he still couldn't bring himself to back down. He gave me a look, then brushed his sleeve and walked away with his hands behind his back. Yang Hui also glared at me, truly embarrassing and disgraceful. With that, she hurriedly followed after him. The girl looked at me and asked, "Are you okay?" I smoothed out my messy hair, softly replied, "I'm fine, thank you." But when she saw my whole face, the girl suddenly looked very surprised. Here we go again. Anyone who sees this face of mine always has that same shocked expression. I always feel instinctively defensive. I lowered my head, quickly pulling my bangs down to hide my forehead, noticing that small action of mine. The girl looked away and smiled. I just thought those two were being way too loud. "Oh, right, this is for you." The girl took out something from her bag, a boiled egg. "Use this as a compress. It will help reduce the swelling." I hesitated for a moment, then held out both hands to take it. "Thank you." The girl smiled and waved her hand. "You're welcome. It'll be going now." I watched her from behind until she was far away. Then I suddenly realized something. Come to think of it, I still don't know her name. Even without knowing her name, I could feel that she is a very kind person. The hospital room door was pushed open again. Luo Linger was resting her chin on her hands, leaning on the windowsill and looking down. Her little mouth kept muttering, "That's strange. Why hasn't Brother Haoyu come out yet?" "Linger." A gentle voice spoke. Luo Linger turned her head with a bright smile. "Sister Sukin." Sukin smiled, carrying a bag of food into the room. "Linger, here is your lunch. Go wash your hands and come eat." Luo Linger shook her head vigorously. "I want to wait for Brother Haoyu." Sukin immediately turned an inquiring gaze toward her best friend, Luo Chingley. "Brother Haoyu." Luo Chingley was leaning back on the sofa. Her cold eyes were scanning the pages of the book in her hand. She answered without even looking up. "That boy who donated blood to Linger. He just left." "So that's how it is." Sukin placed the bag of food onto the coffee table in the hospital room. Then she sat down on the sofa right next to Luo Chingley. "By the way, speaking of which, is there still no trace of that person?" Luo Chingley gave a slight hum of agreement. "It's as if he vanished into thin air. I couldn't find any valuable information at all." Sukin rested her chin on her hand, looking thoughtful. "Seems like this is really hard to investigate." Immediately after, she teased with a laugh. "If it were that idol of yours, maybe he could have found something." 3 years ago, a hacker appeared and dominated the internet, a true master. That person could infiltrate the police system without stealing any data. On the contrary, he provided a chain of criminal evidence against a suspect. Under investigation, 2 years ago, was the year Aiko was most active in cyberspace. Even though he's a hacker, he has done many righteous things, and that very year was also the worst period for Luo Chingley. Thinking of this, Luo Chingley's crystal-like eyes suddenly brightened. She nodded unconsciously. "If it's him, he can definitely do it." Sukin patted Luo Chingley's shoulder to comfort her. "Don't rush, just take it slow. We'll find out one day." In another scene, when I left the hospital, it was already 1 p.m. As soon as I stepped out of the hospital gate, a black Mercedes pulled up right in front of me. The car window rolled down. My father was sitting in the driver's seat, and Yang Hui was in the passenger seat. "Your younger brother is still waiting at home. Dad and Auntie have to go home for lunch. I can't drive you back. Take a taxi back to school yourself," my father said while reaching for money in his wallet to give to me. Unexpectedly, Yang Hui snatched it away. Yang Hui glanced at me arrogantly. She snapped, "What taxi? Do you have too much money and nowhere to spend it? It's not far from here to high school." "No. 3. Just let him take the bus himself." After saying that, she rolled up the window. My father was about to say something more, but was silenced by a glare from Yang Hui. Helplessly, he put it in gear and drove away. I let out a faint, bitter laugh. My cheek was still a bit swollen and painful. I decisively texted my homeroom teacher to ask for leave from class. I won't be going to school this afternoon. Then, I stuffed my phone into my pocket and trudged back home. Deep in the alley, a creaking sound echoed. I pushed open the old iron door. In the room on the left, a woman, middle-aged with a pale face, lay still. An oxygen mask was still over her nose. I forced a smile. "Mom, I am back." But the woman didn't respond at all. 5 years ago, Mom and I were kicked out of the Lin family home. My mother became a person in a vegetative state. She still hasn't woken up until now. I approached the bed, starting to chatter. "Mom, so many things happened today." I told her every detail of everything I had been through. After that, I stood up and tucked the blanket around her. "Mom, from now on, I will definitely protect myself well. Don't worry about me. I'm going to prepare dinner now. Sleep well, Mom." As I turned and passed by the bathroom mirror, I suddenly paused for a moment. I tilted my head to look at the left side of my face in the mirror. Then I ruffled my thick bangs, hiding my cheek once again. I quickly walked past the mirror. Waking up early the next morning. I didn't sleep well last night. I actually dreamed of Lu Chingley's icy face. In the dream, she grabbed me, laughing arrogantly, just like a pathological yandere, saying that I would never escape again. She even wanted to drain all my blood. It made me shiver with fear even after I woke up. On the way to school, I was yawning repeatedly, while sluggishly walking toward the classroom. As soon as I stepped into the class, the whole room suddenly went silent. Everyone turned to look at me at once. I blinked in confusion. What's going on? A friend sitting at the front desk laughed and asked, "Why are you here?" I looked up at the class sign, class 12-6. It's correct. 2.5 seconds later, the boys in the class immediately started a ruckus. They surrounded me. "Hey Lin, how you? What's your relationship with Luo Chingley? Where did you two go yesterday? How do you know Miss Luo? Tell us now." I took a step back. "Can you guys talk one at a time? One sentence from this person, one from that. Your spit is about to kill me, you know?" At this moment, a boy spoke sarcastically. "Lin, how are you? No matter what tricks you used to lure that Miss Luo, but unfortunately you've been expelled. Don't you know yet?" I widened my eyes in shock. "What did you say? Why expelled?" He looked at me with great satisfaction. I wouldn't dare talk nonsense. This was from yesterday afternoon. The homeroom teacher told us himself. As soon as he finished, the teacher walked in. "Get ready, class. We're starting now." I immediately went up to ask him. "Everyone says I've been expelled. What is this about?" The teacher glanced at me. "Isn't it already very clear? Your things have been packed up. Take them and leave." I was full of doubt. "But why, sir?" He frowned and said, "Absence without reason. Who else would I expel if not you?" I started to panic. "But I was forced to go yesterday. All the students saw it clearly, sir. Besides, I texted you yesterday afternoon to ask for leave." The teacher impatiently interrupted me. All right, stop talking. This is the principal's decision. Lin Hao you have been expelled." I was completely stunned. How did it come to this? Right then, a classmate came in and called, "Lin Hao you. Someone is looking for you outside." I turned to look out, discovering that the person at the door was actually my father. Did the sun rise in the west today? My father actually came here to find me in person. The moment our eyes met, he waved enthusiastically at me, signaling for me to come out. I still vividly remembered yesterday's slap. If I could, I really just wanted to pretend I didn't see him. I walked closer. My tone was not friendly. "What is it?" Dad looked at me with a face full of regret. "Well, how are you? Yesterday was my fault, so I came to find you early this morning, to apologize to you in person." Hearing those words for some reason, I lowered my eyes and stayed silent. "Let's go. I'll take you somewhere so we can have a proper talk." After saying that, he pushed my back to lead me out. I didn't refuse either. We went to the dessert shop opposite the school. Dad pointed at the menu. "Do you want anything? How about mango mousse? Your younger brother likes this the most. He usually buys several at once." I glanced at the price. A small piece was already 40 yuan, equivalent to my living expenses for 2 days. But that wasn't the most important thing. The point is, I'm allergic to mangoes. If I eat it, my whole body will break out in a rash. A hint of embarrassment flashed in my father's eyes. "Then let's switch to tiramisu. Is that okay?" I held the glass of water and gave a slight response after ordering. My father finally got straight to the point. "How are you? Do you remember the second young lady of the Luo family from yesterday?" I thought for a moment. That cute little face immediately appeared in my mind. "Yes, I do." My father uneasily fiddled with the watch on his wrist. "The accident of the second young lady was caused by our Line family, even though she's fine now. But you know, with the power of the Luo family, if they truly pursue legal responsibility to the end, our Lane group won't be able to handle it. They've set a condition now. As long as you take care of the Luo family's second young lady for a month, until she fully recovers, then the Luo family won't hold us responsible anymore." Hearing this, I finally understood. What apology? What father-son bond? It was all just an excuse. The real purpose was right here. And yet, I foolishly thought that this heartless father suddenly developed a conscience and truly cared about me. I stood up abruptly. "I'm not going. Why should I bear the consequences of the mistakes that woman made?" Seeing this, my father hurriedly said, "How are you? Only you can save the Lin family now. I beg you." I looked at him angrily. "I'm telling you clearly, I will never pay for that woman's mistakes. I'm not a saint, nor am I that forgiving." When the soft approach failed, my father immediately changed his attitude. "Don't forget that you've been expelled from school now." I looked at him in disbelief. "Don't tell me that my expulsion was orchestrated by you." He glanced at me. Then he said indifferently, "I'm just reminding you, you have no school to attend now. But if you agree, I will immediately transfer you to high school, number 1. You can go to school there as early as tomorrow. No need to stay at this ordinary high school anymore." I clenched my fists. I wasn't convinced at all. I still firmly said, "I've already told you. I'm not going. This is a matter of principle." Seeing that, I still didn't agree. My father finally slammed the table and stood up. "I raised you this big. And I can't even ask you for this small favor? Do you have any conscience at all? Even if I raised a dog until it grew up, it would still know how to be grateful. I'm telling you clearly. If you don't go, don't expect another penny for the surgery. For your mother, from me. She needs surgery next month, right? Without money, let's see how you'll keep that woman alive. This sentence really hit my fatal weakness. I bit my lower lip hard. My lips turned pale after a long silence. Finally, I had to give in. Fine. I'll go. Only then did my father's face light up. He immediately had the car take me straight to the Luo residence. Inside the luxurious Luo family villa, Lu Chingley sat there with a noble posture. She was having her meal leisurely. Lunch today consisted of Chinese dishes. White rice served with various colorful and flavorful stir-fries. Lu Chingley elegantly took a sip of soup. She glanced at the little girl sitting beside her, resting her chin on her hand, poking at the rice bowl with chopsticks. Luo Linger, are you counting the grains of rice? Wow, sis, how did you know? Linger is very good at math now. Let me count for you. Saying that, Luo Linger very seriously scooped up all the rice from her bowl and poured it all into her sister's bowl. Her mouth mumbled as she counted 1, 2, 3. Lu Chingley placed her chopsticks on the bowl. She leaned back in her chair. Crossing her arms, she looked at the little girl. Luo Linger shivered. Then she obediently sat up straight, placing both hands on her lap. Luo Chingley's voice was cold yet captivating. What did you promise at the hospital yesterday? No being a picky eater for a month. Linger only remembers getting hit on the head. I don't remember many things. Did that really happen? Luo Chingley gave a cold laugh. Oh. Is that so? Then you better forget that brother too. You'll never see him again for the rest of your life. Luo Linger hurriedly looked at her sister. Seeing her sister's expressionless, icy face, the little girl sniffled sadly. Then she threw her head back and wailed. Wah! You're a meanie, you only know how to bully, Linger. I don't want you anymore. Luo Linger was the type who usually didn't cry, but once she did, it was world-shaking, and she was the type who couldn't stop once she started. No matter what was said, it was useless. A versatile girl like Luo Chingley was perhaps least skilled at dealing with children. She rubbed her forehead with a headache. Then she looked coldly at the servants nearby. Are you all stone statues? What are you standing there for? Go and comfort her already. The servants hurriedly tried to comfort her. Regrettably, Luo Linger cried so hard it felt like the heavens were falling. The more they comforted her, the harder she cried. Luo Linger, if you keep crying, I might really make sure you never see him again. The crying immediately went up a notch. The servants were speechless but didn't dare show it. Miss, could you please stop rubbing salt into her wound right now? Luo Chingley continued to warn coldly. I'm warning you. Don't think you can threaten me with tears. You know I won't fall for this trick. The servants didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Miss, please, I beg you to just be quiet. Just then the butler approached. Miss, Mr. Lin is here. Luo Linger's crying stopped instantly. Luo Chingley gave Luo Linger a sidelong glance. Why don't you keep crying? The little dough ball still had tears in the corners of her eyes. She blinked her bright eyes, her voice still sobbing, but she couldn't hide her joy. Is Brother Hao you really here? Hurry, let him in. The butler waited for Luo Chingley's command. Luo Chingley leisurely took a tissue to wipe her mouth. Let him in. The luxury of the Luo family villa. Almost blinded me. That was a heartfelt exclamation. As expected, I am just a poor guy. In a giant villa like this, do people living here really not get lost? From afar, I saw a girl, very noble, sitting at the dining table. Luo Linger was so happy she wanted to jump off her wheelchair. Although the Luo family has private doctors, allowing her to leave the hospital and recover at home, but she lost a lot of blood yesterday. Her legs were still wrapped in thick bandages. She looked just like a small zongzi. Without help, she couldn't move at all, making the little kid very impatient. Seeing the little angel Luo Linger, I felt my heart melt at such cuteness. I hurried over. Squatting down, I smiled broadly. Linger, how are you feeling today? Why did you leave the hospital so soon? Luo Linger replied with a smile. Because sis said, the hospital environment, and the doctors there don't look as nice as the ones at home. So I came home this morning to recover. The corner of my mouth twitched slightly. I turned my head to look at the girl behind me. I smoothed my bangs to cover my forehead. Then I spoke politely. My father already told me. I will take good care of Luo Linger this month, until her leg injury is fully healed. To be honest, just taking care of her for a month as compensation is a real bargain for the Lin group. But there was no other way. Who told Luo Linger to keep insisting on seeing? The brother who donated blood to her all day long? What's so good about this boy, anyway? Luo Chingley coldly withdrew her gaze. She picked up her soup spoon and continued eating, as if she hadn't heard a word I said. On the outside, I was still grinning, but inside, I was cursing nonstop. You ice face, someone is talking to you, would it kill you to give a single response? So rude. The butler nearby quickly spoke up, to break the awkward atmosphere. Mr. Lin, please persuade the second young lady. Her body is very weak after yesterday's accident. She really needs more nourishment. But our second young lady is famously a picky eater. No one's advice seems to work. Just now, because of the food. She was scolded by the eldest young lady until she cried. Only then did I notice. Luo Linger indeed still had tears in her eyes. Before coming here, I had clearly defined my role and duty. I stood up voluntarily. May I borrow the kitchen for a moment? Seeing that Luo Chingley didn't object, the butler nodded. Please follow me. 15 minutes later, I came over carrying a small tray. Looking closely inside, on the tray, food was arranged into many cute cartoon shapes, taking carrots and some other vegetables, and carving them into the shapes of small trees and flowers, arranging them into a dish that looked very interesting. The aesthetic appeal was significantly elevated. Linger, do you want to try this dish? Luo Linger's eyes lit up. She nodded repeatedly. Yes, yes. Then she leaned down and ate with great relish. Luo Linger was originally a child who didn't hold grudges. She turned to Luo Chingley. Sis, do you want to try this rice ball? It's really delicious. Luo Chingley dismissively muttered, childish. It's all just made from white rice. Just change the shape a bit. You think it tastes better just because it's shaped like a pig? Good grief. I clearly made it into a bear, and she says it's a pig. Luo Linger took a big bite. Her little mouth puffed out. But it really is delicious, sis. Luo Chingley said nothing more. Luo Linger's pickiness was the most agonizing problem for the entire Luo family. Yet this boy, just by changing the shape a bit, had already coaxed and won over Luo Linger. She had finished her meal. Picking up an exquisite teacup, she elegantly took a sip. You should feel lucky, because the things you do can temporarily fool her. At least that way you won't look completely useless. I immediately got worked up. Hey, Luo Chingley, can't you say anything nicer? Luo Chingley continued to enjoy her tea leisurely. Do you think it's necessary for me to say sweet words to please you? Her face clearly said, this is obviously what you should be doing. I really wanted to grab the teapot in front of me and dump it right on this beautiful but annoying face. What a sharp-tongued woman. My eyes fell on the tea set not far away. I immediately and flatteringly took the tea set and approached her. Eldest miss, I know Linger's accident was my family's fault. Am I not here on behalf of my family to apologize? Please don't be angry anymore. Let me pour tea for you. Luo Chingley glanced at me. I gleefully approached her. Then I suddenly let my hand slip. Along with my shout of oops, the tea was about to pour all over Luo Chingley. Unexpectedly, she was quick as lightning. She immediately stood up. The teacup didn't hit her at all, but shattered right on the seat of the chair. And then, tea splashed all over my body and face. I hurriedly wiped my face. I almost coughed up blood from anger. Luo Chingley, why did you dodge? Luo Chingley leisurely crossed her arms over her chest. Her face looked as if everything was under control. Not dodge so I can wait for you to intentionally pour it on me, idiot. I'm innocent. Don't falsely accuse a good person. My hand just slipped a little bit earlier. Luo Chingley remained in her cross-armed posture. She spoke in a clear voice. Better make sure these hand slips happen less often in the future. The teacup you just broke has a market price of 10,000 yuan. Butler Li. Later, when Lin Haoyu leaves, remember to collect the money. Hearing this, Butler Li was slightly stunned. The young lady originally wasn't the type to care about a measly 10,000 yuan. She must be intentionally picking on Mr. Lin. Then, he looked at the dazed Lin Haoyu with sympathetic eyes. Poor Mr. Lin, daring to provoke this black-hearted eldest young lady. I stood there frozen. If I had known a teacup here was so expensive, I wouldn't have been foolish enough to pull that mischievous stunt. I immediately lowered my pride. Eldest miss, I was wrong, okay? I won't dare to do that again. Luo Chingley gave a cold laugh. Put away that fake smile of yours. I'll change my expression right away. I promise I'll never act like this again. She glanced at me. If you want to pay off your family's debt, at least show some sincerity. I nodded vigorously. Yes, he'll definitely know my place. Luo Linger had finished everything I cooked. There was almost nothing left. She patted her little tummy and couldn't help but say, Sister, please stop bullying him. Listen to that, Luo Linger really is a little angel. How could a great demon king like Luo Chingley have such an angelic younger sister? This sister is truly a wonder of the world. Luo Chingley said coldly, Listen, I admit you're good at coaxing my sister, but I hate idiots the most. So, as much as possible, keep the greatest distance from me. Having said that, she turned around and walked up to the second floor with her long legs. As she walked, she instructed the servants to brew a cup of coffee and bring it to her room. This afternoon, she had a new program to write. Don't let anyone disturb me. I gritted my teeth. I gently kicked the table leg to vent my anger. I really hate this woman's high and mighty attitude. Luo Chingley suddenly stopped. Her beautiful profile was silhouetted by the light behind her. What is it? That look was clearly asking, do you have a problem? Pay back the 10,000 yuan from earlier before you speak. My momentum was extinguished bit by that look. Finally, I could only manage a forced smile. Eldest miss, work hard. The games from your company, many of my friends are playing them. Standing before Luo Chingley. At this moment, I felt a crushing sense of defeat, unable to even lift my head. I slumped my shoulders and walked towards the dining table. Luo Linger began to comfort me seriously. Brother Lin Haoyu, don't mind my sister. Actually, she's very good. Good? I really couldn't see a single good thing about her. I ground my teeth. I started counting her faults, conceited and sharp-tongued. From head to toe, she exudes the aura of a cruel capitalist. Moreover, brother, Luo Linger tugged at my sleeve. She timidly pointed behind me. Before I could turn my head, I was enveloped by a wave of cold pressure. No way, right? I turned my head bit by bit like a machine. When I met that face, Lu Chingley's unbelievably beautiful face. She raised an eyebrow expressionlessly. Her voice was indifferent. Moreover, what? Keep talking. I bit my lower lip, racking my brain for an excuse. I meant, though you're conceited and sharp-tongued, you are actually very beautiful. Not only that, you are exceptionally beautiful. And I ruffled my bangs to cover my forehead. I'll tell you the rest when I remember them later. Luo Chingley picked up the laptop she had forgotten earlier. She shot me a meaningful look. Luo Linger looked at Luo Chingley adorably. Her voice was clear. Sister, can you clear out a room so he can stay here? The response was an authoritative voice. Irresistible. No. Luo Linger pouted. Why not? Didn't you say that until my leg is fully healed? Brother Lin Haoyu will always be by my side? Luo Chingley frowned slightly. Because I don't want to live under the same roof with an idiot who can't even flatter properly. I was speechless in my heart. You're acting as if I'm dying to stay here. Luo Chingley started working. I didn't see her again for the rest of the afternoon. When it was time for dinner, I prepared a unique kids' meal for the little cutie. Linger, doesn't your sister have to go to school? I heard before that Luo Chingley had just turned 18. Luo Linger shook her head. My sister, since the 11th grade, was already fast-tracked into Jin University, so it doesn't matter whether she goes to school or not now. We're both humans. Why is the gap so big? My grades were good too, but definitely not to the level of being fast-tracked into such a top-tier university. God is truly unfair. It's as if everything good in the world was given to that girl upstairs. I turned to look at the clock. It was already 8 p.m. I stood up to say goodbye to Luo Linger. Linger, I have to go home now. Luo Linger hurriedly put down her food. Her sapphire-like eyes looked at me anxiously. Will you come back tomorrow? I smiled and pinched her chubby cheeks. I'll take care of you until your leg is completely better. This was also the agreement between me and my father. I'd take care of this little steamed bun for a month, and my father would transfer me to high school number 1 and pay for all of my mother's surgery fees. Come to think of it, I have to go to school to register tomorrow. I should at least go home and prepare a bit today. Thinking this, I stroked Linger's head again. Said gently, it's just a pity that from tomorrow I have to start school too. I'm afraid only after school and on holidays. Can I come over to look after you for a while? Hearing this, Luo Linger's face slumped sadly. Then Linger, won't get to eat the breakfast you make tomorrow morning? I winked at her. You still can. If you don't believe me, just wait and see when you wake up. Luo Linger was full of anticipation. Her eyes sparkled. After I left, Luo Linger went from her excited state earlier to immediately becoming deflated like a popped balloon. The servant pushed her wheelchair to the second floor. Luo Linger knocked on Luo Chingley's door, then pushed it open and entered. Her small head peeked in. Sister, I'm going to sleep. Can you tell me a story? Luo Chingley had just finished writing the program. Her beautiful face was half hidden in the shadows. She looked tired, but that didn't diminish her aura at all. Instead, it added an indescribable charm. She stood up and reached out to turn off the desk lamp. All right, I'll tell you a story. After coaxing her sister to sleep, it was 10 p.m. Luo Chingley finally felt a bit hungry. She went downstairs to the kitchen and opened the fridge. In the most prominent spot was a plate. Inside was my branded kids' meal. There was a small note attached to it. Just heat it up a bit tomorrow morning, and it'll be ready to eat. Luo Chingley gave a faint, cold smile. This was the dish that man made for Luo Linger. Her slender fingers picked up the rice ball she had mocked earlier. As if possessed, she took a bite. It's terrible. Despite saying that, Luo Chingley still finished every single bite, until not a single grain of the rice ball remained. Early the next morning, the weather was bad. It was drizzling, fearing a traffic jam. I woke up an hour early, caught the earliest bus, got off at the station nearest to the school, then walked to the school. At the same time, in front of the Beijing High School number 1 gate, in the passenger seat of a black Mercedes, sat a boy with delicate features. Ling Chen grumbled dissatisfiedly, Dad, why did you bring that annoying guy to the same school as me? My father flattered Ling Chen. Xiao Chen, don't be angry just yet. Pay some attention to your image. You have some fame now. Be careful not to be caught by the paparazzi. Ling Chen's face became even uglier. You've got to be kidding. In the past 2 years, my resources besides trashy movies have just been some pathetic minor commercials. With how I look now, even without sunglasses, no one would recognize me on the street, and you're talking about being secretly photographed. Are you intentionally mocking me, Dad? Ling Chen's aggressive tone was exactly like his biological mother, Yang Hui. I still call you Dad after all. Is this how you treat me? You can never get me any good resources. Now you even let that jinx attend the same school as me. Do you also plan To bring that vegetable back to the Lin family home? Lin Yuandong spoke awkwardly. Xiao Chen, the entertainment industry nowadays is not as easy as you think. Even if you have money, without connections or a path, it's still useless. Having said that, Lin Yuandong sighed deeply. It wasn't that he didn't want the Lin family to have a star. That would be a huge help to the film and TV sector of the Lin group. Now his eldest son was disfigured. He only had this younger son left to nurture, but with his social status, he couldn't reach any big directors, not to mention truly good resources. Sometimes whether someone becomes famous or not really is up to fate. But how could Ling Chen listen to those words? Cut that crap, Dad. He could become a sensation 5 years ago. Why can't I do it when it's my turn? I think you're doing this on purpose. My mother and I suffered so much in those years. We endured so many grievances. Have you forgotten all of it? Lin Yuandong sighed again. I know I let you and your mother down. That's why I want to make it up to you both multiple times over. In this house now. Is there anything that isn't decided by your mother? Ling Chen snorted coldly. Then right now, you're letting Lin Haoyu go to the same school as me. You clearly know it annoys me just to see him. Lin Yuandong was somewhat helpless. Haven't I been explaining it to you? Isn't it because we hit the second miss of the Luo family? They specifically named him, requesting your brother to take care of the second miss. If I didn't use some tricks and give him some benefits, would he obediently listen to me? Ling Chen didn't seem to want to hear any more explanations. He said coldly, he's not my brother. Having said that, he pushed the car door open and walked to school. From a distance, he saw that familiar and hateful figure. He immediately strode forward to catch up. On this side, I felt like I had walked 10,000 miles. Finally, I managed to drag myself to the school gate. Because I walked in the rain for too long, my shoes were soaking wet. I looked a bit pathetic. Suddenly, someone bumped into me hard, caught off guard. I fell straight into the puddle ahead. The umbrella in my hand also flew to the ground after struggling to get up. I frowned and turned around. When I saw who it was, I was stunned. Ling Chen, compared to my pathetic state, this half-brother of mine looked much more elegant. I didn't want to do anything. I just simply find you an eyesore, so I wanted to teach you a little lesson. I wasn't someone easily bullied either. I immediately stood up and kicked him. Ling Chen, trying to start trouble first thing in the morning, are you? Ling Chen stumbled back a few steps. He turned and glared at me. You dare to push me? I tilted my chin up. So what if I did? I also find you a huge eyesore, so I want to teach you a lesson too. Is that not allowed? Ling Chen pointed at me and shouted angrily, what are you acting so arrogant for? 5 years ago. Your mother was a loser at the hands of my mother. Becoming a vegetable now is just what she deserves. I heard she's still hanging on at home, not dead yet? Ling Chen laughed mockingly. I took deep breaths continuously, trying to suppress the urge to rush in and beat Ling Chen to a pulp. I'm warning you, I can let other things go. But if you dare say one more word about my mother, Ling Chen spoke triumphantly. Ever since 5 years ago, when my mother and I were brought to the Lin house by Dad, you already lost. For the rest of your life, you'll be under my feet. Don't ever dream of lifting your head again. Since it was the first day at a new school to register, I really didn't want to cause any more trouble. After gritting my teeth and telling myself not to be angry, I turned around to leave. For someone like Ling Chen, the best way is not to argue with him, but to simply ignore him. Sure enough, Ling Chen felt very uncomfortable being ignored. It was currently the peak hour for coming to school. Students were constantly passing by with umbrellas. Seeing Ling Chen and me arguing, they walked by while whispering, hey, isn't that the 10th grade heartthrob Ling Chen? He's really handsome. I heard he's done many commercials. He has over 2 million followers on Weibo. And who's that guy next to him? I've never seen that face before. Then came the whispers, Wei, did you see? There's a terrifying scar on his face. Oh my god, that's really gruesome. My heart tightened in panic. I quickly pulled my bangs down. The scar stretched from my forehead to the left side of my face. Even with the bangs covering it, it was still partially visible. Just a glance was enough to make one shiver. Throughout the past 5 years, what I feared most was others looking at me with that gaze, as if they were looking at a monster. Ling Chen looked at my flustered state with satisfaction. In his heart, he was extremely gleeful. Lin Haoyu, you deserve this. I told you, you'll never lift your head as long as I'm around. The rain continued to pour down. Each raindrop soaked my face. This is bad. I must find my umbrella quickly. My eyes frantically searched for the umbrella. Right at that moment, the raindrops above my head were suddenly blocked. I looked up, staring in surprise at the umbrella held over my head. Then I shifted my gaze to the gentle, beautiful girl in front of me. She was a bit surprised. She let out a soft smile. Is it you? The area immediately buzzed. My god, it's School Beauty Su-kin. School Beauty Su is still breathtakingly beautiful today. Her smile is so warm. Why is School Beauty Su holding an umbrella for that ugly guy? She handed the umbrella to me, said gently, the rain is getting heavier. You'll catch a cold if you don't use an umbrella. I took the umbrella and nodded, said softly, thank you. Su-kin smiled slightly. Why is it that every time we meet, This is always the first thing you say? I scratched my head awkwardly. Is it? But it was true. This was our second meeting. Both times, she was like an angel coming to my rescue. Ling Chen stood by, dazed. School beauty Sukin. You two. What's going on? Can someone tell him what's happening? How could school beauty Su know Lin Haoyu? Sukin is one of the 3 great school beauties. Sukin didn't seem to notice Ling Chen at all. She only focused on me. Did you just transfer here today? Which class are you in? I looked at her and nodded. Class 12-4. Suchin smiled and said, let me take you to your class. The school is very large. It's easy to get lost on your first time here. I was a bit surprised. Really? Is that okay? Would it be too much trouble? Sukin smiled and waved her hand. It's no trouble at all. And so, under the envious, red-eyed stares of the boys, Suchin and I walked side by side under the umbrella. Ling Chen, left behind, gritted his teeth in fury. School beauty Su, why do you care so much about that ugly guy? Lin Haoyu, by what right do you walk in this school? I looked at the gentle and beautiful girl beside me. She asked, oh right, I still don't know your name. My name is Lin Haoyu. Sukin repeated my surname. Then she stared at me intently for a few more moments. I was a bit puzzled and asked, is something wrong? Sukin shook her head. Nothing. It's just that you look very much like someone. I blinked, with my current face. Who could be so unlucky as to look like me? That would be so pitiful. Sukin's fair fingers held the black umbrella handle. She tilted her head to look at me and uttered a name. Lin Tian. 5 years ago, 3 children just over 10 years old formed an idol group, officially entering the entertainment industry. The group's name was Stormy Youth. That boy named Lin Tian was the leader of this group. Back then, the 3 members of Stormy Youth were sensationally popular for a time. Unfortunately, the good times didn't last. After just 1 short year, the leader was involved in a kidnapping, which left his face disfigured. Since then, he completely withdrew from the entertainment industry. To this day, there's been no news of him. That once famous idol group gradually faded from the public's mind. Hearing Sukin mention the name Lin Tian, my footsteps came to a halt, shocked, as if struck by lightning. Sukin saw my reaction. She asked curiously, do you know him too? I hurriedly shook my head vigorously. I don't know him, not at all. Sukin smiled. I see. He used to be a very famous name. I explained immediately. Actually, I rarely pay attention to the entertainment industry. Besides, that was from 5 years ago. How could I remember? Sukin didn't pursue the topic further. We soon reached the front of the school building. She closed her umbrella. Wait for me here a moment. She returned 3 minutes later. Surprisingly, she was holding a bandage in her hand. Then she looked at me with a smile. Give me your hand. Didn't you notice your hand is injured? Only then did I notice the palm of my hand. It was probably scratched when I fell earlier. Suchin carefully applied the bandage to my hand. Then she nodded with satisfaction. Remember to take care of yourself. Don't let yourself get injured anymore. This girl was truly unbelievably gentle. I looked at her retreating back and asked, you still haven't told me your name. Sukin turned back and smiled. I'm Sukin. Having said that, she walked straight inside. I went into the restroom, leaned close to the mirror and took a look. Oh no, these scar patches are ruined once they touch water. I lifted my hair and peeled off the scar patch. In the mirror appeared a face, so handsome it would leave people in awe. His features exuded a brilliant handsomeness, a far cry from his pathetic appearance just now. I looked in the mirror and sighed. I've grown used to seeing this scarred face. Suddenly seeing my true appearance again actually felt unfamiliar. I quickly put the scar patch back on. I looked at the ugly face in the mirror and nodded with satisfaction. Suddenly remembering Sukin's words from earlier, I took out my phone, hesitated for a moment, then I logged into a Weibo account I hadn't used in a long time. On the account verification info, it clearly stated, this account hadn't been updated in 5 years. There was no new content whatsoever. Looking at the profile views from yesterday, it was only about 1 or 2,000. The entertainment industry is truly a place that changes rapidly. 5 years is more than enough for people to completely forget someone. Suddenly, my phone began to ring. I jumped in surprise, awkwardly pressed the answer button. A fairly familiar voice was on the other end. Hello. Lin Haoyu, you finally decided to go online? The boy on the other end was Songming, my best friend since childhood. How have you been lately? I answered very honestly, just okay, barely managing to live well, and calling me at this hour. Doesn't your school ban phones? Songming laughed and said, I didn't go to school today. I'm at home. Besides, I just suddenly remembered. Our contract from 5 years ago will expire in exactly 3 months, but why do you sound so calm? Back then, among the 3 of us, you were the most outstanding. I laughed. Clearly, I'm the one involved. Why do you sound angrier than me? Songming said irritably. I just feel it's unfair for you. How famous were you back then? If it wasn't for what happened. I laughed and interrupted. All right. It's already been 5 years. Aren't we almost past it? Songming emphasized again. Exactly 3 months. Then you can be free from the constraints of that contract. Come to think of it, that useless Ling Chen probably doesn't know yet, right? He thought by kicking you off the stage, he could become famous. And what was the result without you? Now he's nothing more than a bottom-tier star. Basically, he has no chance of ever becoming famous. I really want to see the look on his face when he gets slapped. When he sees your true face in 3 months, it will be so satisfying, he'll go crazy with joy. I smiled and said, "You're so far away from me. I'm afraid you won't be able to witness it with your own eyes. If possible, you'll try to live stream a video call for you." Song Ming sounded a bit excited. In just a few days. My mom and I are moving back to Jingcheng. Even Yi Cheng is coming back to the country soon. When that time comes, the 3 of us can hang out together all the time. Song Ming's voice was clearly filled with joy. I was also a bit moved. Are you serious? I glanced at the time, then hurriedly said, I have to go now. So much has happened these past 2 days. When we meet, I'll tell you everything in person. After hanging up, I looked into the mirror to double-check if there was any issue with my disguise. Then I stepped out of the restroom. At that moment, I felt a slender, cold silhouette with a powerful aura brush past, dominating the entire space. Oh no, this feeling. I turned my head to look back. Good heavens, it really is her. As a natural reflex, I immediately jumped back, keeping my distance from Lu Chingley. My entire back was pressed firmly against the wall behind me. I don't know why. Perhaps because this girl is so noble, always exuding such an arrogant air that one can only admire from afar. Every time I meet her, I feel an inexplicable sense of trepidation. Lu Chingley, do you even have to use the restroom yourself? As soon as the words left my mouth, I wanted to bite my tongue off. What on earth was I just saying? To prevent Lu Chingley from using her sharp tongue to tear into that topic, I hurriedly changed the subject. Right, aren't you curious about why I suddenly showed up at Jingcheng High School No. 1? Lu Chingley looked at me with an expressionless face. Did you just drop from the sky or something? Why should I be curious about your sudden appearance? I was immediately rendered speechless. Normal people would at least be a little surprised. But according to Lingni, Lu Chingley has already been fast-tracked to university, so whether she comes to school or not doesn't really matter. Moreover, Lu Chingley is still so young, yet she has already started taking over the family business. She must be incredibly busy normally. I stepped forward and couldn't help but ask, by the way. Why did you come to school today? I thought. You would never set foot in school again. Lu Chingley glanced at the bandage on my hand, then asked nonchalantly, what happened to your hand? I acted like it was nothing. I just slipped a moment ago and accidentally got a small scratch. Lu Chingley gave a cold, faint smirk. You were walking perfectly fine and yet you still fell. Why don't you just fall and die already? I was a bit shocked. Lu Chingley, did you come to school just to intentionally mock me? Lu Chingley pulled out a tissue to wipe her hands, then said coldly, does your family own this school? I shook my head. No. Then what I do is none of your business. After saying that, Lu Chingley crumpled the tissue, threw it into the trash, and turned to walk away. I watched her back and muttered, what a cold-faced ice queen. Having said that, I hummed a tune as I walked to the end of the 3rd floor hallway. I looked up at the class sign. Class 12C, this is it. I gently pushed the door open and entered. The noisy classroom suddenly fell silent. Everyone turned their heads to look at me at once. I instinctively ruffled my hair to hide more of my face. This is an unconscious habit I've developed over the past 5 years. Ever since I had to hide my true appearance. Hello everyone, my name is Lin Haoyu. I just transferred to this class today. I hope we can all get along well from now on. A few students in the front row began to whisper. Lin Haoyu? Isn't he the one who, in broad daylight, dared to hit on the school beauty, Su Qin? Let me tell you guys, I was just passing by the restroom, and I actually saw Lady Luo there, and this Lin Haoyu guy was even hitting on our school beauty, Luo. Those obsessed fans were initially overjoyed that Lu Chingley came to school today. Because Lu Chingley rarely shows up here, it's truly a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. But immediately after, they were infuriated by the next sentence. They yelled that this ugly guy actually had the nerve to try and seduce the school beauty, Luo. This is absolutely intolerable. Ling Chen was also in this class. Seeing me being mocked by so many people, he felt extremely smug. I stood at the door, clutching my backpack straps, ignoring them completely. I walked inside nonchalantly. I chose an empty seat in the last row where no one else was sitting. Throughout the whole process, it was as if I didn't hear the mockery of that crowd. Ling Chen, sitting in front, was glaring at me with fury. Since he couldn't get a rise out of Lin Haoyu, it ended up making him fuming with rage instead. What he hated most was this attitude of Lin Haoyu's. What's with this fake tolerance? How can you not be angry after being insulted by so many people? He's probably dying of anger on the inside, pretending like nothing's wrong on the outside. He truly is a disgusting hypocrite. During break time, I got up to go to the restroom. I saw that not a single person was walking with me. Although I'm used to being isolated, I still couldn't help but feel a bit sentimental. I really hope Song Ming and Yi Cheng can get here and join me soon. Lost in thought, I turned to head down the stairs. Unexpectedly, the next second I bumped right into Ling Chen. I was speechless. Ling Chen, what do you want now? I don't have the free time to bicker with you. Having said that, I tried to sidestep him. Ling Chen grabbed my arm tightly, his eyes blazing with anger. He snapped, Lin Hao you better come clean right now. What exactly is your relationship with the eldest Miss Luo? I shot him a glance. What does my relationship with her have to do with you? Ling Chen looked at me fiercely. I'm warning you. Don't be so thick-headed. School beauty Luo is going to be my future girlfriend. From now on, you better stay far away from her if you know what's good for you. I smiled, intentionally provoking him. I forgot to tell you. Lu Chingley and I see each other every single day, and her little sister likes me a lot too. Ling Chen was so angry he swung his fist to punch me. To his surprise, I caught his wrist firmly, then I shoved his hand roughly aside. Right then, voices from a conversation drifted up from below the stairs. A few students were coming up, laughing and talking. Ling Chen let out a small gasp, and then he quickly backed away on his own, followed by a pathetic scream. Ling Chen rolled straight down to the bottom of the stairs. No way! I was stunned. How could this happen? I clearly didn't use much force just now. The students nearby were all in a frenzy. My God, what happened? Quick, get him to the infirmary. Ling Chen was helped up by a group of students. He looked at me with an utterly pitiful expression. Lin, why did you push me? My mind went blank for a second, and I could only protest instinctively. You're lying. I didn't push you at all. The passing students chimed in one after another. You still dare to deny it? We all saw it with our own eyes, that's right. You're the one who pushed Ling Chen down the stairs. Not only are you ugly, but you're also a bully. Everyone around stood up to demand justice for Ling Chen. Ling Chen, covered in injuries, clutched his face with his hands. Hearing everyone around criticizing me, a smug smile flickered on his lips, unnoticed by anyone. I bit my lower lip. I didn't push him. If you don't believe me, you're free to check the security cameras. Upon hearing this, Ling Chen's face darkened instantly. He decisively squeezed his eyes shut and pretended to faint. Inside a VIP hospital room, Lin Yuandong angrily dragged me inside. Get in here. He pointed at Ling Chen, who was lying comfortably on the hospital bed. My father roared in anger. Look at what you've done to your younger brother. He squeezed my shoulder so hard it was agonizing. I could clearly feel that my father was truly in a towering rage. To be honest, I wasn't even that sad when the whole class mocked me for being ugly. I didn't feel too heartbroken then. But at this very moment, my heart tightened with bitterness. I already said I didn't push him. He threw himself down the stairs. Ling Chen's voice choked up. If you didn't push me, would I intentionally hurt myself? What would I even do that for? Father glared at me. Your brother has been timid since he was a child. He doesn't have the audacity that you do. Ever since the day I brought your brother home to the Lin family, I've seen that you've always despised him. You're always plotting to harm him. What on earth is your heart made of? He is your brother! Lin Yuandong bellowed. He shouted so hard he began to cough violently. The hospital room door was suddenly thrown open. Yang Hui rushed in, with a worried face. Darling, are you okay? Where are you hurt? Let mommy see. Ling Chen immediately squeezed out a few tears. Yang Hui turned around, her face thick with makeup, couldn't hide her shrewish and cruel nature. It's you again, Lin Haoyu. How dare you push my son down the stairs? I think you've really grown tired of living. I'm going to beat you to death today. I clenched my fists, looking at her with defiance. Just try and touch me. I'll make sure to pay you back tenfold. Yang Hui turned to Lin Yuandong, wailing, Hubby, look at this precious son you and your ex-wife raised. Is he trying to drive us to our deaths? Fine then. My son and I will pack our things and leave the Lin house right now. Lin Yuandong scanned the room, then grabbed an ornament from the bedside table and hurled it straight at me. He cursed as he threw it. It'll teach you to be stubborn. Look at the mess you've made of your brother. You even dare to make your aunt angry? Why did I ever father a scumbag like you? Having said that, he grabbed another object nearby and rushed to hit me. The blow landed on me, causing a sharp sting of pain. But I stood my ground stubbornly, without flinching. I bowed my head, my hands clenched into tight fists, although I know that tears are the most useless thing in the world. At this very moment, I truly could not hold them back any longer, before my tears could even fall. Yang, Hui, and Ling Chen acted as if they were the ones deeply wronged. The mother and son clung to each other, wailing piteously. Lin Yuandong grabbed my arm and shoved me forward. You think keeping your mouth shut will solve everything? On the surface, Ling Chen was crying in agony, but inwardly, he couldn't help but feel triumphant. He hid behind Lin Yuandong's back and looked at me with a provocative smile. I was so angry that my whole body began to tremble. Lin Yuandong turned his head to look in the direction I was pointing. Ling Chen instantly withdrew his smile and began to cry even louder. Seeing Ling Chen crying so heart-wrenchingly, Lin Yuandong looked back and glared intensely at me. You still dare to point your finger at your brother? Or do you want to right in front of me? Push him down the stairs one more time? Well, Lin Haoyu, I am so disappointed in you. Now apologize to your brother immediately. I let out a laugh and said stubbornly, I didn't do anything wrong. Why should I apologize? Lin Yuandong roared, just you wait. Today, I'm going to beat you until you give in. With that, he raised the ornament, intending to strike me down with force. Right at that moment, the hospital room door was suddenly thrown open by someone. Lin Yuandong's movement froze. He turned his head to look. Numerous bodyguards suddenly appeared at the door. These bodyguards were all dressed in black uniforms, standing in neat and disciplined ranks. Lin Yuandong felt a flicker of panic. Immediately after, his face darkened as he barked, "Who are you people? This is my son's hospital room. I'll have to ask you to leave immediately." The lead bodyguard glanced at me. After confirming my identity, he signaled to the bodyguards behind him. The bodyguards rushed forward all at once. They began to manically smash everything in the hospital room. Yang Hui's face turned pale. She clutched her son tightly and screamed, "Crazy, you're all crazy. Everything is going mad. Where did you bandits come from? I'm calling the police." A bodyguard snatched the ornament from Lin Yuandong's hand, the very thing he intended to hit me with. He hurled it with force. A chair grazed past Ling Chen's face. Ling Chen's face instantly went as white as a sheet. His entire body froze on the spot. A slight scratch appeared on his cheek, trickling with blood. Everything happened so fast that no one had time to react. Lin Yuandong regained his composure and immediately rushed to the bedside. "Xiao Chen, are you all right?" Ling Chen screamed hysterically. "Dad, who are they? Is my face ruined?" My face this time, he was in no state of mind to pretend to be cool. I was also stunned. What on earth was going on? Where did these bodyguards come from? Could they be Lin Yuandong's enemies? Surprisingly, throughout the process, the bodyguards had no intention of bullying me. There was even one person who pulled up a chair for me. "Please have a seat, Master Haoyu." This gesture was clearly an invitation for me to watch the show. I was completely in the dark. What the heck is going on? Lin Yuandong's face was full of rage. "Who exactly are you people? You've injured my son's face. He is a star. He could have a schedule at any time. By injuring him, can you even handle the responsibility?" Yang Hui was also screaming and cursing. "Don't you know that one performance by my son is worth tens of thousands of yuan? I'm calling the police now. None of you will get away. You all must stay here and compensate me." The lead bodyguard was wearing a Bluetooth headset. He walked over to the windowsill and relayed those words in meticulous detail. "Miss, the other party says Ling Chen is a star. A single show costs tens of thousands of yuan. At the Luo family villa, a girl of immense nobility was sitting on the sofa. Keep hitting him for me. Keep going until the damage is worth 1,000,000 yuan, the bodyguard replied. He turned back and signaled to the other bodyguards. Do it. Ling Chen backed away in terror. It was clear that these bodyguards were targeting him. "What do you want?" "Mom, call the police quickly." As soon as the words left his mouth, Ling Chen was struck by a powerful slap. His face burned like it was on fire. Lin Yuandong and Yang Hui tried to rush forward, but were completely blocked by the bodyguards. Lin Yuandong yelled anxiously, "Do you have any idea who I am? How dare you touch my son?" Yang Hui was also in a state of utter panic. She had lived for over 30 years, and had never encountered anything like this. Ling Chen clutched one side of his face, with an expression of disbelief. "You dare hit me?" Another slap followed. The bodyguard's face was as cold as ice. It was as if he were performing an official task mechanically. The sound of slapping echoed continuously through the hospital room. Seeing Ling Chen being slapped so relentlessly, his heart felt as though it were bleeding. Yang Hui frantically pointed at me. "If you are enemies of our Lin family, then please don't hit my son. Go hit him instead. He is also my husband's son. Go over and hit him. You can hit him however you want." Lin Viandong clenched his teeth. Ling Chen was vital for the future development of the corporation. Nothing must be allowed to happen to him. Thinking this, Lin Yuandong also nodded repeatedly. Yes, you go hit Lin Haoyu. Go hit him." I was stunned. Then I gave a self-deprecating smile. I turned around and ran straight out without looking back. The lead bodyguard immediately chased after me. He watched my retreating back and said into his headset, "Eldest miss. Master Haoyu seems to have run off, very heartbroken." "Understood," Luo Chingley replied nonchalantly. The bodyguard asked, "Should we bring him back to the manor? He looks like he's doing quite poorly." Luo Lingni was trying to press her ear against the phone. Hearing that, she nodded vigorously. Yes. To her surprise, Luo Chingley only pursed her thin lips and uttered 3 words. "It's not necessary." Luo Lingni immediately panicked. "Why? Sister, didn't you hear that Haoyu is very sad?" Luo Chingley turned off her phone. Her face remained unchanged. No reason at all. Helping him this time was only because you begged me so much. The sky was gloomy and gray. In the distance, layers of dark clouds were rolling in this way. The footsteps of passers-by began to quicken. Everyone was in a hurry to get home. Only I was walking aimlessly on the street. The surrounding neon lights were gradually being lit. "Just go ahead and hit Lin Haoyu. He is my son as well." Those words were like a curse, constantly echoing in my ears without end. Why do I long for a father's love so much? I'm even like a beggar, greedily hoping to receive from Lin Yuandong just a tiny bit of care. The sound of rain began to pitter-patter. A male student about my age, wearing a backpack, was hurriedly walking while on the phone. "Dad, I know there's a storm. I'm on my way back now. You and Mom shouldn't worry." There's no need to come pick me up. I've already reached the subway station entrance. I stood silently in the rain watching that boy, on a stormy evening like this, with the hurricane howling. No one cares about my safety at all, and no one bothers to notice whether I'm dead or alive, in another place. Luo Chingley was leaning on the sofa, playing on an iPad, hearing the news that the storm was about to hit. She immediately looked up with her sparkling eyes. Her face was full of worry. Sister, do you think brother has come home yet? Luo Chingley's eyes remained fixed on the television. On the TV, the host was struggling against the wind, their face seemingly distorted by the gusts. They were laboring to report live from a street in the city. Luo Chingley intentionally waved her small hands in front of Luo Chingley's face. Sister, who would even go outside in this kind of weather? Even a fool knows to find shelter, Luo Chingley said as she reached out to change the channel. To her surprise, the next second, a familiar silhouette suddenly appeared behind the reporter. Luo Chingley's cold eyes narrowed slightly. Luo Chingley pointed at the TV in surprise. Was that silhouette just now Hao Yu? Luo Chingley coldly turned off the TV and stood up. Chingley immediately panicked. Why did you turn off the TV? Was it actually him just now? It's so dangerous for him out there alone. Will you go get him? Luo Chingley glanced at her sister. I already told you, my kindness towards him ends here. That fool who doesn't know how to look after himself deserves to be blown away by the wind. She tossed the remote control aside. Luo Chingley walked up to the second floor in silence. Luo Chingley was in a frantic state. Wow, what should I do now? Hao Yu is in danger. She was thinking of calling the Luo family driver to see if they could go and pick him up. To her surprise, before 5 minutes had passed, Luo Chingley had coldly come back down. She was holding car keys in her hand. Sister Luo Chingley's eyes lit up. You're going to get him, right? Luo Chingley gritted her teeth. I'm just going for a drive. Who said I was going to pick him up? On the other side, I was sitting on the steps of a shopping mall, a place that at least offered some shelter from the rain and wind. My home was in a place very far from the city center. The subway line, the only one, had also stopped operating due to the storm. The Lin family mansion was located right in a nearby luxury residential area. It's just a pity that, since 5 years ago, that place was no longer my home. At this moment, I felt as if the entire world had abandoned me. Suddenly, a red supercar braked sharply, stopping neatly right in front of me. The car window slowly lowered, revealing a face so beautiful it was breathtaking. Get in. Luo Chingley looked straight ahead. Her voice was full of mystery. I looked up in astonishment. How are you here? Luo Chingley's expression didn't change, just happened to be passing by. She tilted her head slightly. Finally, she allowed her gaze to settle on me. Lin Hao Yu, you're certainly taking it easy. Can't you see the storm is coming? Do you want to wait here for the rain to stop? Or do you want to wait for the storm to hit and turn into a stiff corpse? I sprang to my feet. I like waiting here. Think you can control me? Even if I turn into a withered corpse, it would have nothing to do with you. Luo Chingley's beautiful face immediately turned cold. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm asking you for the last time. Are you getting in the car or not? What I hate most is this attitude, this charity from Luo Chingley, as if no matter how she treats me, I'm supposed to be eternally grateful. Eldest Miss Luo, I'm begging you, just let me turn into a corpse right here. After all, in this world, no one cares whether I live or die anyway. The weather is bad. I suggest you stop wasting your time on me. Suddenly, a cold breeze blew past. My body began to shiver uncontrollably. I had no choice but to speak up awkwardly. But actually, I think living is much better. Thanks, eldest Miss Luo. Seeing that, I finally gave in. Luo Chingley's expression softened slightly. She reached out, grabbed a pack of tissues, and threw them to me. Wipe yourself. I looked at her gratefully. Thank you. I didn't expect it. This little devil can be quite thoughtful sometimes. Who would have thought? Luo Chingley added another remark in an indifferent tone. Don't get my car dirty. Oh, I really shouldn't have expected anything from someone with such a sharp tongue. On the way, Luo Chingley recounted what happened in the hospital room. Normally, a person at this point would have been so heartbroken their head would be spinning. Yet, the young man in front of her didn't have a single tear on his face. He even seemed a bit happy. Luo Chingley's voice softened for once. Lin Hao Yu, it's okay to cry. You don't have to force yourself to be strong. I couldn't believe it, and just stared at this stunningly beautiful girl, completely dazed. Because since I was a child, almost everyone told me, boys aren't allowed to cry. Crying doesn't solve anything, so I very rarely cry. Someone I've only known for a few days actually gave me the only warmth. In the middle of this stormy night, it felt like all the grievances of the day had finally reached their breaking point at this moment. I felt a sting in my nose. I'm not crying. After composing myself, I turned to look at her, a smile sparkling in the night. Luo Chingley. Thank you. Luo Chingley looked puzzled. Thanking me for what? I smiled at her and said seriously, thank you for caring about me. Luo Chingley sneered. Lin Hao Yu, you're definitely the most delusional person I've ever met. I felt the smile on my face falter slightly. I pretended not to understand the sarcasm in her words, and kept grinning brightly. But you clearly could have ignored me earlier, and just left on your own. But you didn't do that, did you? Luo Chingley snorted coldly. I just picked up a stray life along the way. This young lady has always liked to do good deeds to gain merit. Soon after, Luo Chingley drove into the Luo family villa. Then she gave Butler Lee a look and went straight upstairs. Butler Lee understood the signal. He gestured to me. Mr. Lin, please follow me. I followed behind him. We arrived at an extremely luxurious room. Because so much had happened today, I was so exhausted that I fell asleep as soon as I hit the bed. Early the next morning, I let out a long yawn. I woke up in a magnificent and expensive room. I suddenly opened my eyes wide and looked around the room. Only then did I accept the fact that last night, I had actually stayed overnight at the Luo villa. Checking the clock, it was already 6:30. If I don't hurry, I won't be able to prepare breakfast for Luo Linger in time. I scrambled out of bed. Half an hour later, I carried the prepared children's meal out of the kitchen. As I was bringing it out, I noticed Luo Linger had already woken up at some point. She was sitting at the dining table looking very well behaved. Seeing me come out, she gave a bright smile, showing her tiny white teeth. I was a bit surprised. Linger, why are you up so early? Because I felt Big Brother's food was calling out to me. Luo Linger. She looked exactly like a kitten waiting to be fed, excitedly patting the dining table with both hands. I couldn't help but laugh at her adorable appearance. I walked over and patted her little head. Luo Linger looked slightly embarrassed. I planned to wait for you to come back last night, but I waited so long that I fell fast asleep. Wait, how did you know I would be coming back? I asked casually. Luo Linger ate her breakfast, while babbling somewhat unclearly. Wasn't it because of the storm yesterday? My sister. What about your sister? A cold and noble voice rang out. Luo Chingley, at some unknown point, had also come downstairs. She was looking at Luo Linger with an extremely kind gaze. Luo Linger immediately straightened her expression. You were very beautiful yesterday. Today you're even more beautiful. Luo Chingley. Satisfied, she gently patted Luo Linger's little head. The maid entered the kitchen at the usual scheduled time, but discovered that both young ladies were already awake. The Luo family had very fixed breakfast hours, but today, it was a full half-hour earlier. Eldest miss. Why are you? We will prepare breakfast immediately. Luo Chingley pulled out a chair and sat down with great elegance. No need, the maid looked puzzled. What I mean is, isn't it already right here? Luo Chingley spoke, while glancing her deep, captivating eyes toward me. I lowered my head, looking at the sandwich I had just quickly made for myself, while preparing Luo Linger's breakfast. I immediately hid the food behind my back. No way, this one is mine. Go tell your servants to cook something for you. Are you going to give it to me or not? Luo Chingley looked at me. Her eyes were filled with a threatening glare, as if her eating what I cooked was already a massive favor bestowed upon me. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I reluctantly handed it over to her. I stared blankly at Luo Chingley as she ate the sandwich and drank milk. Afterward, she even leisurely dropped a comment. The taste is a bit bland. Be more careful next time. I gave a wry smile. You have the option not to eat it, you know. Luo Chingley snorted. The school has something urgent. I have to leave half an hour early today. Otherwise, do you really think I'd care to eat something you made? Just then, the butler approached. Eldest Miss Su Qin has arrived. Hearing that familiar name, I turned my head around, staring in shock at the girl walking toward us. Seeing me here, Su Qin was also clearly stunned for a moment. Then she broke into a smile. Classmate Lin, how are you here? Before I could speak, Luo Chingley coldly interjected. He's our family's new male helper. I spoke up to explain, unconvinced. Hey, what do you mean helper? I'm only responsible for taking care of Luo Linger for 1 month. Taking care of Luo Linger? Su Qin shifted her gaze to Luo Linger, who was eating breakfast. The little girl looked extremely happy, thinking back to everything that had happened recently. She immediately understood the situation. She smiled gently. The world really is a small place. Sitting down opposite Luo Chingley, Su Qin looked at me standing there. Aren't you going to sit? Luo Chingley sat there arrogantly, raising her noble eyes to cast a glance at me. A helper should have a helper's awareness. Sit? What sit? Completely different from the annoying vibe of the high and mighty young lady that Luo Chingley exuded. The contrast was total. Su Qin was truly incredibly gentle. Her voice was like cherry blossom petals in spring, softly drifting down. Chingley, stop bullying classmate Lin. Look at what a true angel of a girl looks like. And look at Luo Chingley sitting across from Su Qin. She really is a little devil. Both are beauties, so why is the difference so vast? I gave her a bright smile. Classmate Su Qin, you're so kind. Compared to you, some people are like night and day. Luo Chingley glared at me. Lin Haoyu, do you have a death wish? Su Qin coughed slightly. Let's talk business. There's a lot to do at school today. We should get to school quickly. From here, the drive to school takes about 20 minutes on the road, plus there's no public transport around here. I didn't dare to harbor any luxury hopes that Lu Chingley would be kind enough to give me a lift. I lightly nudged Sukin's arm. Classmate Sukin, could I catch a ride with you? Sukin smiled. Of course you can. The Su Villa and the Luo Villa were very close. They were both within the same estate. 2 luxury cars were parked out front, one behind the other. Lu Chingley opened the driver's door without any expression. She got inside. In the rearview mirror, she saw me talking and laughing happily, extremely excited to get into Sukin's car. Lu Chingley frowned. Is he? Laughing like that for real? Why doesn't he just laugh himself to death? That stupid look of his was a real eyesore. Lu Chingley quietly withdrew her gaze, shifted gears, and slammed the gas pedal to the floor. Whoosh! The car zoomed off like an arrow. In the blink of an eye, it had vanished. The sudden roar of acceleration made me jump. I raised my head, looking in Lu Chingley's direction. The car was already far away, driving so fast. Does she not value her life anymore? The Su family driver started the engine. Sukin and I sat in the back seat. It felt as though the sunlight was filling the car. The aura she radiated was so warm. My stomach growled right on cue. Sukin was momentarily stunned. Then she clenched her hand, placed it over her thin lips and giggled softly. I hurriedly explained. I didn't have time for breakfast this morning. Sukin asked curiously. Oh, why didn't you eat? I replied gloomily. I only made 1 sandwich. And Lu Chingley snatched it away. After saying that, I looked at Sukin with pitiful eyes. Classmate Sukin, having a friend like Lu Chingley? It must be quite hard to live with her, right? Sukin smiled and shook her head. Not really. Actually, once you get to know her, you'll realize she has many qualities that make people admire her. I pouted, like her sharp tongue. Aside from that being admirable, I haven't seen anything else at all. Sukin was amused by me yet again. While we talked, the car drove out of the estate, heading toward the busy roads. Before long, Sukin told the driver to pull over to the curb. Then she turned to me. Wait for me a moment. Saying that, she stepped out of the car. I nodded. I was early today anyway. I didn't have to worry about being late at all. A while later, Sukin returned. She was holding a paper bag in her hand. She smiled and handed it to me. Here, this is for you. I took it in surprise. Is this breakfast? I bought it for you. I was overjoyed. Opening the paper bag to look, it was a hot burger and a cup of soy milk. Classmate Sukin, you really are too kind. Sukin smiled gently. If you want, you can just call me Sukin. I smiled back at her. Sure. Thanks a lot, Sukin. Not long after, we reached the school. The moment I stepped into the classroom, I saw a crowd of students surrounding Ling Chen. Yesterday, Ling Chen tumbled down the stairs and framed me, claiming that I pushed him, making me the target of the entire class's hostility. Regardless of gender, everyone sided with Ling Chen. As soon as they saw me enter, one by one they glared at me. Lin Haoyu. Do you still have the nerve to show your face at school? Unbelievable. Look at what you did to Ling Chen. His face is all swollen up. He's an idol after all. He makes a living with his face. Do you think everyone is as ugly as you? I placed my bag on the desk and spoke up calmly. No wonder after all these years, he's still just a nameless 18th-tier star, because he never had any talent to begin with. Hearing that, Ling Chen looked up in a rage. Those words had stabbed right into his sore spot. 5 years ago, Lin Haoyu was barely over 10, yet he was already famous everywhere. But what about him? After struggling for years, he was still just a minor actor nobody knew. Even if Lin Haoyu was disfigured and blacklisted, Ling Chen still remained just as unsuccessful. The surrounding students immediately spoke up for Ling Chen. They all looked at me. How can you be such a person? Exactly. I've never seen anyone as thick-skinned as him. The girls in the class were even more indignant on behalf of the class hot boy. Ling Chen is handsome, at least, even if he isn't super famous. He's definitely not some ugly guy like you. You have no right to mock him. If you're so great, why don't you try being an idol? You probably couldn't even break into the 18th tier, could you? I shrugged. Is that so? I know myself best. No one can predict what the future holds. I just hope you guys don't end up getting slapped in the face later. Ling Chen glared at me with pure hatred. He didn't understand why I was acting so arrogant, a disfigured, ugly person. Lin Haoyu, do you think with your current looks, you can still compete with me? Ling Chen, don't waste your breath on that ugly guy. We're all behind you. That's right. We're sure. One day, our class hot boy will be a massive superstar. Then, that certain ugly person will be the one getting humiliated. Speaking of which, why didn't you rest at home for a few more days? Ling Chen snapped out of it and rubbed his slightly swollen cheek. He didn't know why yesterday. Those guys in black slapped him. So many painful times, he had never suffered such humiliation in his life. Besides, he didn't want to come to school at all. It really ruined his image. But today was the school's drama club recruitment day. He couldn't afford to miss it. The drama club of Beijing #1 High School was a shortcut to stardom, a place that countless students dreamed of joining. Even many major directors in the entertainment industry would visit the school's drama club to scout for suitable actors, and the most important thing was, the drama club president was the currently soaring idol Shen Wanding. A brilliant star like her was actually the president of the school drama club. If one could just get in, why worry about not having fame or popularity in the future? Ling Chen made a silent resolution. He had to get into the drama club. One day, he would definitely become the most famous idol and give Lin Haoyu a massive slap in the face. The first period was chemistry. I was focused on writing chemical equations. When my phone suddenly vibrated repeatedly, I stole a glance at the teacher and quickly pulled out my phone. It was a group message. The group had exactly 3 people, and Yicheng was frantically tagging Haoyu in the group. "Get in here right now. Where are you?" My lip twitched slightly. I replied immediately, I'm here. Boss, I'm in the middle of class. Do you think I am abroad too?" And Yi Cheng replied instantly, "Something huge is happening. Beijing No. 1 drama club is recruiting this afternoon. Don't forget to be there." I answered right away. "Do you mean you want me to drag this scary face of mine to audition for the drama club?" And Yi Cheng sent an emoji. "Why is your vision so narrow? The drama club only recruits once a year, in 3 months. Won't you be able to get your original looks back once you restore your old appearance? Won't you dominate the club in no time? Besides, that younger brother, that stupid brother of yours definitely won't miss this chance either. He's still dreaming of using the audition to become a star overnight. Go, you should go. Go give him a crushing defeat." I pondered for a moment, but my current face makes me feel really insecure. And Yi Cheng continued, "What are you afraid of? Have you forgotten your specialty?" In the end, I decided to go. The drama club is in the west wing of #1 high school. Many clubs are gathered here, but the most crowded place right now is the drama club. One reason is to catch a glimpse of the rising star, Shen Wanding. Second is that everyone is daydreaming. What if I actually become a star too? Wouldn't that be absolutely amazing? Right at this moment, buzzing chatter broke out nearby. So many people, and they're only picking 3. The competition is truly fierce. No worries, Ling Chen will definitely be selected. After all, he's already an actor. Ling Chen spoke up smugly. "That's a given. I have at least that much confidence." I turned around, and sure enough, there was Ling Chen and his gang. Our gazes locked in midair. Ling Chen was briefly dazed, clearly not expecting that I would show up here too. Am I seeing things? In this day and age, do ugly people dream of being famous too? The one who said that was Liu Yu, Ling Chen's best friend. Liu Yu looked at me with absolute contempt. His face was full of ridicule. "Lin, how are you? Could you learn to know your place a little? It makes sense for Ling Chen and me to audition. At least we're both handsome. But what about you? If you actually get picked, I'll live stream myself eating this keyboard." Ling Chen suppressed a laugh. "Count me in on that." The surrounding crowd overheard their conversation. Everyone burst out laughing. With a face like that, he still dares to audition. I have no idea where he gets that confidence. Doesn't he have any shame? The crowd successfully turned public opinion and pointed it straight at me. Ling Chen and Liu Yu were extremely smug. They shared a look, laughing at someone else's misfortune. I ignored them. I just gave a shrug. My lips curled into a slight smirk. "Is that so? Then let's just wait and see." Suddenly, earth-shattering screams erupted from the crowd. Immediately, those around me lost all interest in mocking me. Everyone scrambled and pushed to the front. A beautiful girl was standing there, leaning against the railing. She looked down cheerfully at the massive crowd gathered below and waved her hands. Her clear voice rang out, "Thank you all for supporting our drama club. I've seen all of your enthusiasm. Next, please don't push. Line up in order to enter the hall for the auditions. I hope you all do your very best. You'll be waiting for you at the final interview round." After speaking, she blew a kiss to the crowd below. The frantic fans below all went wild. Some were busy taking photos, while others screamed, "Goddess, I love you, Shen Wanding. Look over here. What should I do? I'm so conflicted. Among the 3 school beauties, who should I choose? I support the Luo beauty for her cold charm, while the Su beauty is so incredibly gentle, but the Shane beauty is also quite amazing. I feel like I'm about to faint. I desperately covered both my ears. Is this really a club recruitment, or is it a fan meet and greet? The shrieking of these fanatics is about to make me deaf. Helplessly, I squeezed through the crowd. While these crazy fans were still lingering here, I took the lead and stepped forward to submit my application to the drama club members. It was a tall male student standing by the door. The young man looked up at me. His jaw nearly hit the floor. "You're not qualified to audition. Go away, quickly. How can someone so ugly have the nerve to apply?" Speechless, I asked back, "Why not?" He gave me a glare. "Please, give me a break. Don't you see what you look like? Do you think our drama club is... Does every ugly person think they can just walk in here? Get out, hurry up and get out." I was a bit annoyed. I took out my student ID. Quite seriously, I am indeed a student of St. Sia Academy. Second, the drama club has no rules, stating that those who aren't good-looking cannot apply. Third, get rid of that prejudiced look. What era is this anyway? After saying that, I just stared at him without a hint of fear. The club members were stunned by my aura. For a moment, they were speechless. He took a step back. Fine, go in if you want. Truly doesn't know his place. Even if I let you in, you absolutely won't be chosen. I didn't even bother with him and snatched the registration form from his hand. Then I strode inside. This written exam content was far too simple for me. The whole exam room was submerged in silence. Everyone was grimacing while working on their papers. It only took me 5 minutes to stand up. I went to the front to hand in my paper. The girl proctor was full of shock. You're finished already? I nodded. What should I do next? The girl was dazed for a moment. While these questions weren't too difficult, it definitely weren't something that could be handled easily. In just 5 minutes. Is it okay? She pushed up her glasses. Then go wait in the lobby first. Ling Chen and Liu Yu in the same room looked at each other. Ling Chen muttered under his breath. How could it be that fast? It's either cheating or just random guessing for sure. I let out a yawn. I waited outside bored for a long time. Then people slowly started handing in their papers and coming out. As soon as Ling Chen stepped out, he mocked me. Lin Haoyu, what are you pretending to be so great for? Did you think these were all multiple choice questions and you could just circle randomly to pass? How ridiculous. Liu Yu added, Exactly. Do you think you're some genius? Everyone else took 30 minutes to hand it in, only you just guessed. Just you wait, when the results are out, you'll be completely humiliated. I didn't bother saying anything, too lazy to argue right or wrong with fools. About half an hour later, the results of the written exam were out. Based on the score ranking of the written exam, the top 20 people have been selected. Please, those whose names are called, come up and line up here. Ling Chen, Zhang Limeng, Sun Fernie. Ling Chen and Liu Yu looked at me gloatingly. Goodbye, we're taking a step ahead. You're definitely going to be eliminated. Each name was read out one by one. Until the very end, my name still hadn't been called. Ling Chen smugly raised his eyebrows at me, his face full of provocation. See, I told you he'd be eliminated. Liu Yu also waved goodbye to me. Both of them were completely gloating. Unexpectedly, at that moment, a girl hurried up. Wait a moment. A name was missing just now. It's Lin Haoyu. He passed the written exam with a perfect score. Instantly, the entire hall fell silent for 2 seconds. Then, like a stone thrown into still water, it immediately erupted into unbelievable cheers. Oh my god! Lin Haoyu got a perfect score? Ling Chen and Liu Yu were completely stunned. How could this be possible? Lin Haoyu only took 5 minutes to finish a test with a maximum score. Is he a monster? I yawned again. As expected, exactly as I anticipated, since I've already announced the top 20 names, so now, the student who was last just now must be eliminated. The staff member said while leaning down to check the list, then looked up hesitantly at Liu Yu. I'm so sorry, you've been eliminated. Liu Yu was so angry, his whole body trembled. What? How can that be? He glared at me viciously. I leisurely stepped in front of him and unceremoniously pushed Liu Yu out of the line. I waved my hand, mimicking Liu Yu's exact gesture from before, also making a goodbye sign. So sorry about that. I accidentally ended up eliminating you. Liu Yu was so mad he was about to explode. Although Ling Chen wasn't eliminated, seeing my smug look, his nose twitched with rage. Everything was completely different from what he had imagined. The staff began to dismiss the remaining people. Students eliminated in the first round, please leave on your own. Liu Yu, how did it turn out like this? Ling Chen still didn't want to believe it. I'm fine. There will be other chances in the future anyway. Liu Yu said while shooting me a burning glare. Lin Haoyu, I've marked you. Do you think passing the written exam makes you so great? An ugly thing that makes people want to vomit like you? You'll definitely be eliminated in the interview round. Just you wait. After saying that, he left in a huff, feeling helpless. Elsewhere in the president's office, Shen Wanding was lounging on the sofa, not caring for her star image, binge-watching American shows on her tablet. She was clutching her stomach, rolling with laughter. Just then, her phone rang. She looked at the caller's name, then pressed the answer button. As soon as it connected, she burst out laughing. Haha, Lu Chingley, you called at the perfect time. I want to recommend a sitcom to you. It's super hilarious. The show's name is Haha, it's killing me. Oh my god, my stomach. Despite Shen Wanding's non-stop laughter, Luo Chingley on the other end still had a cold face. What's there to laugh about? I have something to tell you. Hearing this, Shen Wanding asked curiously, What did you call me for? Do you want to peek with me? The other side was silent for a few seconds. Luo Chingley cleared her throat softly, her tone calm. There's someone named Lin Haoyu. He registered for your drama club. What's the situation now? I don't know yet. The written exam just finished. It's not my turn for the interview yet. But wait a second. Who is Lin Haoyu that you care so much? Luo Chingley replied coldly. Where do you see me caring about him? Shen Wanding chuckled. If you don't care, why would you specifically call me? Last time I was filming, my leg almost broke, and I didn't see you proactively call me once. Forget it. Just act like I never made this call. Luo Chingley said, about to hang up. Wait, Now you're making me really confused. You mean you want me to give special attention to this person named Lin Haoyu, right? Lu Chingley paused, pursing her lips. Whatever. She hung up immediately after saying that. Shen Wanting was dazed. What does whatever mean? Someone please tell her what Lu Chingley actually meant. Hey, half an hour later. In a certain performance hall, someone aggressively pushed the door open, instantly silencing the noisy space. Sorry, my apologies. Made everyone wait for so long. Shen Wanting walked in with a radiant smile. We'll start the interview right now. Seeing Shen Wanting walking briskly to the head seat, everyone around was secretly excited. After all, a rising star, usually only seen on TV, suddenly appearing at such a close distance, how could they not be thrilled? Shen Wanting turned and handed a stack of documents to the assistant. Hand these out. The documents were distributed to each person. I picked it up and saw it was a script, densely printed with lines of dialogue. Judging by the lines, it seemed like a period drama. Now everyone has a different script. The interview content is very simple. I'll give you 5 minutes, memorize these lines, and feel the character's inner thoughts. After 5 minutes, everyone here will be divided into pairs to start competing in acting and dialogue delivery. No assistance of any kind is allowed during the performance. Whoever stumbles first will be eliminated. As soon as the words were out, the room erupted. Can we remember this many lines in 5 minutes? How can we possibly memorize them? I hope I get paired with a weak opponent. Amitabha. Some people started praying sincerely. Ling Chen looked at the script, his face extremely smug. He had always been the literature class rep since childhood. Memorizing was just a small matter for him. Thinking that, he turned to me and raised his eyebrows. Hey, Lin Haoyu, why don't we pair up and peek a bit? Do you dare to compete with me? I shrugged. Whatever works for me. At this moment, Shen Wanting waved. Is everyone ready? The 5 minutes starts now. The performance hall immediately fell into absolute silence. Everyone was tensely memorizing their lines. Shen Wanting looked over at the club vice president and whispered, Who is Lin Haoyu? It's the guy sitting in that last row. Looking in the direction the vice president pointed, Shen Wanting was a bit surprised. No way, right? That guy has absolutely nothing to do with being handsome. Her best friend had stayed single for over 10 years. She even wondered if Luo Chingley liked girls. Who knew that in the end? The type of person Luo Chingley likes would be like this. It's truly hard to put into words. 5 minutes passed quickly. 30 seconds left. Those who have finished memorizing, please hand in your scripts. Ling Chen stood up, extremely confident as he handed in the script. Turning back, he saw I was still using the last few seconds, concentrating deeply on memorizing the lines. He strode over and snatched the script from my hand. Seeing this, I looked at him speechlessly. What are you doing? Didn't you hear there's only a few dozen seconds left? Ling Chen smugly raised his eyebrows. And being kind enough to hand it in for you, and you're still complaining? Well, haven't memorized it yet? Did you think memorizing lines was a piece of cake? If you don't have the talent, don't overdo it. Just admit defeat early and save the trouble. My heart remained calm. I even found it slightly amusing. The PK round officially begins. Each pair competes in acting and dialogue. The surrounding atmosphere immediately became lively. The scene could be described as extremely chaotic. Less than 2 minutes in, people started being eliminated one by one. Ling Chen and I stood facing each other. Faced with this ugly face of mine, even before the competition began, Ling Chen already carried an air of superiority and elitism. To suppress me from the start, he started reciting lines at a very high speed. I raised an eyebrow and quickly responded with my lines, my speed not inferior to his at all, even slightly faster. Ling Chen began to panic. He clearly saw me struggling to memorize earlier, didn't he? Why does it seem like I've turned into a different person now? Why? Oh no. What was the next line again? His brain suddenly stuttered for a beat. Ling Chen's face instantly turned pale and his speaking speed gradually slowed down. He had been too eager to prove himself earlier. It's over, I'm about to reach the part where I forget my lines. Would he actually lose to that idiot Lin Haoyu? Here? Unexpectedly, in the next second, I suddenly went silent. I looked as if I had forgotten my lines. Ling Chen excitedly turned to the judge next to him. Look, Lin Haoyu forgot his lines? He lost? The judge pushed up his glasses and said, Hey, young man, you seem to be mistaken. How am I mistaken? Ling Chen frowned dissatisfied, pointing at me. He clearly stumbled just now. Couldn't you see that? What kind of judge are you? Are you planning to openly cover for him and cheat? Ling Chen's tone was incredibly aggressive. This aggressive stance annoyed the judge quite a bit. I'm warning you, better watch your mouth. There are surveillance cameras in all your performance rooms. Mr. Lin here has already memorized the entire script in his hand. What stumble? Did a donkey kick your head? What do you mean he's finished? How can that be? Ling Chen's mouth kept twitching, and for a long time he couldn't recover his composure. He had only memorized about 2/3, yet Lin Haoyu had already finished? How is that possible? Seeing Ling Chen's speechless, shocked expression, I smiled. So sorry, I won again. Ling Chen was so angry he wanted to cough up blood. He actually lost to Lin Haoyu once more. Unwilling to give in, he forced a sneer. The drama club isn't just about competing in line memorization. Looks are also very important, aren't they? Lin Haoyu, why don't you look in the mirror and see what your face looks like? With your looks, even if you could get in here, what could you possibly act as? I glanced at him and replied with a smile, what I can act as is none of your business. The fact is, you lost. Ling Chen glared spitefully, shouting at me in frustration. By now, the surrounding noise had gradually died down. The winner was already perfectly clear. Everyone turned to look this way, whispering to each other, did Ling Chen actually lose? That ugly guy is quite arrogant, isn't he? He just got lucky once. Nothing to be so proud of. Poor Ling Chen, bullied by an ugly guy to this extent. I had a curse on the tip of my tongue but didn't know if I should say it. Is everyone around here blind? When did I ever bully Ling Chen? Shen Wanding glanced at me and Ling Chen with great interest, then stood up and walked over. All right, at this point, the winner is very clear. I've been watching while you two were peeking. Now I will select 3 people, who I think are most suitable to join the drama club. The first person, Song Shuir. Song Shuir being chosen surprised no one because just like Ling Chen, she's also a minor figure in the entertainment industry, quite famous on social media. I glanced at Song Shuir, slightly pursing my lips. The second person, Zhang Beicheng. This friend named Zhang Beicheng was as overjoyed as if he had just hit the jackpot. And the third person? Shen Wanding directed her gaze toward me with a radiant smile. Ling Chen, welcome to our drama club. What the hell? I was stunned. Why? I was clearly the one who won. Ling Chen clearly didn't expect that. Shen Wanding would actually choose him. Unexpected joy fell from the sky. He exclaimed excitedly, "Thank you, President Shen. I will definitely work hard." Others, though eliminated, but still flattered him. Ling Chen, congratulations. Good thing you were chosen in the end. Want to go celebrate after school? You have to treat us. Ling Chen beamed, unable to stop smiling. No problem. You'll treat everyone seeing this. I felt a bit unwilling, so I looked at Shen Wanding and asked, why? I was clearly the one who won in the end. Shen Wanding was about to leave when she turned back, looking innocent. Student, I'm really sorry. I never said that this was a memory contest. That PK was just a reference for me. In the end, who won or lost doesn't directly affect the final outcome. Shen Wanding shrugged regretfully. Moreover, this recruitment for the drama club actually has a specific purpose. Around the summer break, the school's drama club will have several touring performances. This round of recruitment is also to find people for some special roles in that tour. Appearance. But I really couldn't find any role that fits this look of yours. Shen Wanding seemed all smiles on the surface, but was actually very capable. She couldn't handle matters like this carelessly. I bit my lower lip hard, feeling my blood boiling. Unwilling, angry, yet powerless to do anything. That's right. Who told me to have this ugly face now? What use is talent? This society is naturally obsessed with looks. Shen Wanding gave me a regretful look. Maybe next time. If there's a suitable role in the future, I'll give you special admission. With that, she turned and left. Ling Chen was so smug his tail seemed about to wag up to the sky. He folded his arms, looking at me arrogantly. See clearly now? Even if you remember well and memorize fast, what use is it? That's what you get for being so ugly. You're still too green to compete with me. I told you already, you'll spend your whole life being trampled under my feet. The crowd around also joined in the mocking. Exactly. Ugly will always be ugly. Don't even dream of holding your head up in this life. Ugly people should read more books instead of showing your face and becoming a laughing stock. That's right. Exactly. Ling Chen was in an exceptionally good mood, so smug he wanted to fly. Let's go, classmates. I'm in a great mood today. I'm treating everyone to a grand feast. Then he turned back to look at me, pronouncing each word clearly. Goodbye, you loser. My anger was about to reach the alarm level, but after only walking a few steps, someone suddenly cried out in surprise. Oh my god, it's the great beauty Luo! Ling Chen showed immense joy, hurriedly leaving the crowd to run over. A year ago, Ling Chen represented a small online game belonging to Lu Chingley's company. He had seen Lu Chingley from a distance once. At that time, he was attracted by this girl with a queen-like aura. Ling Chen straightened his face. Beauty Luo, do you remember me? I'm Ling Chen from the 10th grade. Actually, a year ago, you and I met at DT Group. Beauty Luo, do you remember? Lu Chingley just glanced at him and found him completely unpleasant. Is there any part of you worth remembering? Ling Chen's face immediately turned awkward. It's okay if you don't remember. We can get to know each other gradually. Lu Chingley looked at him coldly. Where did you get that confidence, do you think? I have any interest in getting to know you gradually? Whispers broke out around them. Just like the rumors, their beauty Luo is incredibly cold and unapproachable. At this moment, a boy with glasses from the club rushed over to flatter her. Ah, Miss Luo, what brings you to our drama club? Lu Chingley's eyes glanced slightly at me standing not far away, but didn't linger for long. Where is that person surnamed Shen? The boy with glasses quickly replied, Our president just left about 5 minutes ago. How about I go call her back? Standing over here, I bit my lower lip for some reason, From the moment Luo Chingley appeared, I felt even more awkward and humiliated. Standing here in this state, I'm nothing but a joke. Luo Chingley must also think I'm a joke. Already having this ugly face, why did I even bother applying for the drama club? Like a defeated person, I turned around, quickly escaping through another door of the club. Although she didn't look at me directly, the corner of Luo Chingley's eyes still caught that figure fleeing in desperation. The boy with glasses, seeing. Luo Chingley, silent, spoke up cautiously. Miss Luo? Luo Chingley strode outward. No need. Ling Chen, unwilling to give up, chased after her. Miss Luo, am planning to go to dinner with friends later to celebrate being recruited into the drama club. Why don't you come along for fun? Ling Chen's friends also chimed in one after another. Exactly, Beauty Luo. Come with us. It would have been great if you'd arrived 10 minutes earlier. The PK match earlier was truly amazing. Just now, there was this ugly guy named Lin Haoyu. Ling Chen took him down in a heartbeat. It was so satisfying to watch. School Beauty Luo, come celebrate with us. Ling Chen is treating everyone. Luo Chingley hadn't planned on stopping, but after hearing my name, her footsteps paused for a moment. Ling Chen said joyfully, Lady Luo, will you join us? Luo Chingley turned around and glanced at him. What did you say your name was? Ling Chen. Ling Chen was extremely excited. Luo Chingley gave him a meaningful side-eye. Very well, he'll remember you. Leaving it at that. Luo Chingley turned and walked away without looking back. The people around them immediately erupted in cheers. Oh my god, did you hear what the great school beauty Luo just said? Something's happening. Being handsome really pays off. In his heart, Ling Chen was secretly rejoicing. That comment from school beauty Luo. She's definitely interested in me. He knew that with his looks. How could school beauty Luo possibly not like him? Someday, he would become Luo Chingley's official boyfriend. He swore it. On the other side, I rushed outside. My mind was a mess of conflicting thoughts. Losing to Ling Chen, I really couldn't accept it. Damn it, I frustratedly kicked some small pebbles on the ground. A cold voice suddenly spoke from beside me. Are you planning to dig a hole here and bury yourself alive? Startled, I turned my head and saw Luo Chingley leaning against the wall. Her beautiful face was as cold and arrogant as ever. I'm digging a hole to bury you, more like. Luo Chingley curled her lips slightly, as if I'd fall into your trap. Do you think I'm as foolish as you? I glared at her. Hey, I'm warning you. I'm in a bad mood, so you better not mess with me, otherwise I really will dig a hole and throw you in. Luo Chingley chuckled softly, then give it a try. Those few words were spoken indifferently, but they carried a hidden threat. What exactly was going on? Luo Chingley truly is the great demoness from the rumors. I was originally holding back a lot of anger, but at this moment, I suddenly felt a bit timid. I lowered my head and muttered softly, if you provoke me too much, I'll dig a hole and bury myself. And then I'll blame it on you. Luo Chingley's lips curled up discreetly. Since when did? Every time this man backed down, she felt strangely amused. She stepped forward, closing in step by step, forcing me to retreat, until my back hit the tree behind me. There was no way out. I froze. Luo Chingley stood just a few centimeters away from me. The spring sunlight was brilliant. The wind rustled the leaves, creating a soft rustling sound. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled shadows all around. On Luo Chingley's exquisite face, faint golden glows appeared. She was truly beautiful right now. Luo Chingley's gaze looked straight at me. She asked casually, why are you in a bad mood? At this moment, I could clearly hear my heart beating, so strongly, it was gradually accelerating. But could Luo Chingley actually be caring about me? I flusteredly reached up to scratch my nose. To my surprise, Luo Chingley suddenly grabbed my wrist. She raised an eyebrow slightly. Are you nervous? Exposed, my face turned red. Who? Who's nervous? Who's nervous? What are you doing? Hearing this, Luo Chingley moved her face even closer. Lin Haoyu, you're really not good at lying. Did you really think I was caring about you? Luo Chingley's lips curled into a smirk. She let go of my wrist and stood up straight, returning to her usual sharp-tongued self. I'm just reminding you that no matter how bad your mood is, don't forget your place. Lingni is still waiting for you to take care of her. I nodded and replied, all right, I know. Hearing that, Luo Chingley turned and walked away. Seeing that I wasn't following, she looked back and said spitefully, hurry up and follow me, or are you waiting for me to carry you back? I pouted and followed her. I looked down, looking at the wrist Luo Chingley had just gripped, for some reason. Where she touched me seemed to carry a bit of heat. That heat spread all the way to my cheeks. Well, this is the first time I've been in such close contact with a girl. My heart is beating so fast, I must be going crazy. Just as we drove into the courtyard of the Luo villa, Luo Chingley's phone suddenly rang. She glanced at the screen, then ordered me, you go in first. She unbuckled her seatbelt, opened the car door, and stepped out. Hello, my dear sister Chingley, a coquettish voice came from the other end of the line. Guess who I am? Shen Wanding. Do you think the caller ID on my phone is just for show? Geez, why are you always so serious? Lu Chingley replied coldly, if you have something to say it quickly. If not, I'm hanging up. Hearing this, Shen Wanding hurriedly spoke up. Don't hang up. I have something I just heard from my agent. You're the biggest investor in my next movie. I felt I had to call you to catch up on our years of sisterhood. Remember to invest a bit more, okay? I know money is the one thing you're not short of. The issue of how much to invest has a huge impact on Shen Wanding, from catering during the upcoming filming to every other aspect. Shen Wanding was speaking very seriously. Luo Chingley coldly uttered 2 words, withdrawing funds. Shen Wanding froze. Withdrawing funds? Luo Chingley, are you really my best friend? Luo Chingley said nonchalantly. Heartless, shameless tyrant, call me back when you've thought things through. After saying that, she hung up. Right now, Shen Wanding was biting her finger, her index finger, trying hard to think. Ouch, where on earth did she offend Luo Chingley? At the Luo villa, I walked inside and saw Luo Lingni sitting on the sofa playing games. Lingni, what are you playing? Luo Lingni looked up with an angelic smile. Big brother, she said, holding up her tablet. I went closer to take a look. On the screen, I saw the message, winner, winner. Chicken dinner, you won? My jaw dropped in amazement. A child who was only 6 years old could easily win the whole thing. I won? Luo Lingni shrugged innocently. I'm about to delete the game. This game is too easy. It's no fun if I win every single match. I felt like I'd been hit by 10,000 points of damage. Is Lingni a prodigy? Winning every match. A teenager like me is actually no match for a child. Just then, an incredibly cute kitten walked over. It rubbed against Luo Lingni. Oh wow, this kitten is so adorable. I was overjoyed. Lingni, where did this kitten come from? Luo Lingni picked up the kitten. She held its little pink paw. Don't you think it's cute? It's a gray and white American shorthair. Its name is Meow Meow. Have you seen the anime? Chi's Sweet Home from Japan? Meow Meow is the same breed as Chi. My eyes immediately lit up. It's so incredibly cute. I couldn't help but go over and pick up Meow Meow. You're so cute, suddenly. A pleasant voice unexpectedly rang out from behind. As expected, similar IQs attract. A stupid person and a stupid cat are a perfect pair. My eyelids twitched. I clenched my fists and turned angrily to look at Luo Chingley. Who are you calling stupid? The person I'm talking to knows. Luo Chingley was extremely, gracefully sat down. She crossed her legs and looked at me with noble eyes. Lin Haoyu, I brought you home, just to watch you play with a cat? I get it. I'm going to make food for Lingni now. Can't you even give me a little break? I muttered, but couldn't resist rubbing Meow Meow's little head before getting up to go to the kitchen. These past few days, upon returning home, I've researched some kids' meals that are both pretty and delicious. I change Lingni's menu every day. I don't know why. But seeing little angel Lingni's sparkling eyes makes me feel extremely proud. Lately, I've not only been going to the Luos to care for Lingni, but also because my mother's surgery date is approaching, so I've been incredibly busy these past few days. I have to stay highly focused mentally. I didn't stay long at the Luo house today. Instead, I asked to leave early. Speaking of the surgery, the hospitalization procedure started yesterday. Mother should be officially admitted the day after tomorrow. As long as she can be admitted and the surgery goes well, then all the grievances I've endured at the Lin family will be worth it. Today is Saturday, no school. I've made a list of things to buy, planning to go to the supermarket to pick out some hospital essentials for my mother. As I was pushing the shopping cart, I looked down at the list in my hand. Just then, a girl wearing a baseball cap was hurrying toward me from the opposite direction. She accidentally bumped into my arm. She quickly turned around. I'm so sorry. After seeing my face clearly, she froze for a moment. I was stunned too. The girl in front of me was Song Shuir. That's right, she was one of the 3 members who just got into the drama club yesterday, and she was also my elementary school class president. Haha, back in 6th grade, I thought this class president was very elegant, and I even had a secret crush on her for a while. Then I became famous. Song Shuir, with her striking looks, also caught the eye of talent scouts and signed with the same entertainment company as me. You could say Song Shuir saw it all with her own eyes. My journey from an ordinary elementary student to becoming a household idol, and she also saw me get disfigured from a car accident, turning into the ugly person I am now, and then being blacklisted by the company. Too bad she doesn't know that I wasn't actually disfigured. I was just set up by the company and forced to fake it. What a coincidence. Running into each other again. I felt a bit awkward. Song Shuir looked me up and down, seeing my current ugly appearance. Her tone was a bit indifferent. Isn't it? You're living quite a pathetic life now. Yesterday at the drama club, I already recognized you, but because of the company's non-disclosure agreement, I held back and didn't expose your true identity. I smiled slightly. Then I should thank you. Song Shuir waved her hand, frowning slightly, deliberately distancing herself from me. As for thanks, they're not necessary. I just hope that at school later, you'll pretend you don't know me. After all, your appearance now is just too ugly. I'm someone with a proper reputation now. If someone like me and an ugly guy like you get caught up in some rumors, it would be bad for my image. Is that clear? Hearing this, I felt a bit embarrassed. I used to naively think Song Shuir was a good person. I remember the year I was extremely famous. Song Shuir used to constantly flatter and suck up to me, but now, after hearing these words, my feelings for this elementary class president immediately plummeted to rock bottom. Is that so? You don't need to remind me. I'll know to keep my distance from you. Besides, I have no desire to be in any rumors with you. Don't think so highly of yourself. Thanks. After saying that, I pushed my cart to go around her. Song Shuir clearly didn't expect my attitude to be so firm. Could it be that even now you still consider yourself some big-time star? What's with the act, thinking of this? Her tone showed clear arrogance. Hey, classmate Lin, did you forget about back in elementary school when you had a secret crush on me? Don't they say a boy's first love is hard to forget? Are you putting on this indifferent act just to get my attention? I'm truly speechless at my past self. How did I not realize back then that Song Shuir was this narcissistic? Truly speechless. Just then, a voice called out toward us. Shuir, it's just a hot pot seasoning packet. What's taking so long? Ling Chen is waiting impatiently at the checkout. It was Lu Yu, Ling Chen's close lackey. I felt truly unlucky. How could I be this misfortunate? Next time, I should check the almanac before leaving the house. Song Shuir turned to grab a hot pot packet and apologized. I ran into an old classmate, so I got a bit delayed. Old classmate? Lu Yu turned his gaze toward me as I was trying to sneak away. He gave a nasty smirk and said, Aha, isn't this the ugly guy from our school? Shuir, were you and him classmates? Then I feel sorry for you. After saying that, Lu Yu turned to look at Song Shuir with a slightly wary look. By the way, speaking of which, what were you two talking about just now? Song Shuir hurriedly explained. You're not actually getting jealous over Lin Haoyu, are you? Just look at his face. Even though I heard he did used to like me, I swear, I've never had a single feeling for him. What? Lin Haoyu used to like you? Hearing this, Lu Yu pulled Song Shuir behind him. He glared at me. I'm warning you, Shuir and I have been neighbors since we were kids. We're childhood sweethearts and boyfriend-girlfriend. She's only liked me her entire life. Lin Haoyu, if you dare try to steal my woman, they'll find someone to cripple you. I looked at the ceiling in exasperation. Lu Yu, is your brain fried or do you have a persecution complex? Who would even want that girlfriend of yours, as if I'd ever like her? Do you think everyone is like you? With such terrible taste? Hearing this, Song Shuir looked displeased. Beside her, Lu Yu rolled up his sleeves, looking like he was about to rush over and beat me up, even though it's 2 against 1. But I have a stubborn streak. Once my stubbornness kicks in, no one can stop me. I'm talking about both of you. One looks down on others with a snobby attitude, the other thinks the whole world is in love with her. Your levels of narcissism are truly impressive. You're truly a match made in heaven. I really should applaud you both, I said while clapping my hands loudly. The two in front of me were successfully provoked. Song Shuir had been holding Liu Yu back, but after I said that, her pride was wounded. She stopped caring about being polite. Song Shuir stepped forward to confront me. Lin Haoyu, what are you still pretending for? Do you dare claim you never liked me? Back then, who was the one? Who bought me breakfast every single morning? Who was the one constantly passing me notes in class? Who was the one who did my cleaning duties? Wasn't it you? I sneered. So what if I did? No matter how much you say, that's ancient history. Besides, listen closely. I already have a girl I like. She's 180 times better than you. So, can you two stop hounding me like rabid dogs? Hearing this, Lu Yu mocked. A dream girl, huh? Then tell us. What girl could possibly be better than my Shuir? I think you're just crying sour grapes. Lu Yu smugly hugged Song Shuir, as if he were deliberately trying to show off to me. I also felt indignant, so I shouted, the girl I like is 10,000 times more beautiful than Song Shuir. What's more, she's the school beauty. My girlfriend has a perfect figure, and she's rich on top of that. She doesn't just come from a family with a huge conglomerate. She's also been running a company herself since she was young. The thing she lacks least is money. I kept rambling on and on, feeling that when combining all that information together, it sounded exactly like one specific person. Liu Yu and Song Shuir glanced at each other, then looked at me like I was an idiot. Lin Haoyu, don't tell me you're talking about school beauty Luo? I took a gamble and replied, exactly. It's her. I'm the one who likes Luo Chingley. Luo Chingley is 10,000 times better than you. Merciful Buddha. Anyway, Luo Chingley isn't here. You'll just use that poker-faced woman as a shield. I was secretly feeling smug, until out of the corner of my eye I caught a glimpse of a noble figure. Wait, this person looks just like Luo Qing. Luo Chingley, who was standing in the distance. That cold expression, even from that far away. I could still feel her overwhelming aura. If that's not Luo Chingley, then who is it? I completely froze. Who? Someone please tell me. I'm just hallucinating, right? Why on earth is Luo Chingley here? Does a big boss like her actually go to the supermarket herself? Does it have to be this much of a coincidence? Liu Yu and Song Shuir had absolutely no idea that Luo Chingley was standing right behind them at this moment. As soon as they heard me say that, they both doubled over with laughter. Oh my god, this is definitely the funniest joke of the century. This ugly guy dares to like our school beauty Luo? No way, just let me finish laughing first. How can there be someone this delusional? In this world. I hung my head low, staring at my toes. What should I do? I don't dare look up at all now. In my mind, only one sentence was looping. Luo Chingley is here. Did she hear everything I just said? What now? Someone just end me already. Liu Yu crossed his arms and stepped forward. He scanned me from head to toe. His tone was full of sarcasm. Lin Haoyu. What makes you think you're qualified to like school beauty Luo? A high-class goddess like school beauty Luo isn't someone an ugly person like you can even dream about. You're not even worthy of carrying her shoes. My mind was completely elsewhere. My fighting spirit from before suddenly dropped to zero. Liu Yu thought I looked like this because he'd scared me. He pushed even further, rubbing salt in the wound. I'm warning you, Lady Luo will be our Ling Chen's girlfriend in the future. As for an ugly guy like you, how do you even compare to Ling Chen? Song Shuir stood by, sneering. Right? You were so aggressive just a moment ago. Talking as if you liking school beauty Luo meant school beauty Luo would actually like you back. Who would ever like an ugly guy like you, unless she was blind? Liu Yu looked at my face with a mocking expression. If school beauty Luo actually liked Lin Hao. I'll livestream myself eating 100 keyboards. I completely ignored the words of Liu Yu and Song Shuir. I was just thinking about whether I should make a run for it now, so that the next time I see Luo Chingley, I can pretend like nothing ever happened. It's so depressing, seeing that I didn't speak. Liu Yu's anger flared up. Lin Haoyu, you idiot, I'm talking to you and you dare pretend you're deaf? After saying that, he raised his hand to slap me. Last time I made him slip. He probably still wants to settle the score from the drama club, as the slap was about to land on my face. Suddenly, someone violently grabbed Liu Yu's wrist, looking up from that hand with its distinct knuckles. Liu Yu's eyes widened in terror. Luo. Lady Luo, why was school beauty Luo here? Luo Chingley. A thin layer of frost covered her exquisite face. Her dark eyes stared at him in silence, as cold as thousand-year-old ice. What? What a terrifying gaze. Luo Chingley pushed him away ruthlessly. Liu Yu slammed hard into the shelf beside him. Song Shuir hurriedly stepped forward to help Liu Yu up. She was a bit angry, but what did she dare say to Luo Chingley here? She could only manage a forced smile. School beauty Luo. Why did you push Liu Yu? Luo Chingley tilted her noble chin slightly. Her eyes showed cold arrogance, looking down on everyone. He's too ugly. He was an eyesore to this lady. Is that not allowed? Seeing Liu Yu so angry, he was speechless. I couldn't help but want to burst out laughing, trying hard to hold it back. My shoulders are trembling uncontrollably. Luo Chingley glanced at me, then asked if I was having an epileptic seizure. I immediately regained my composure. Such a sharp tongue. You're the one with epilepsy. Luo Chingley's expression remained indifferent upon hearing that. She seemed completely unfazed by my recent confession. Do you come to this supermarket often? I didn't quite dare to look Luo Chingley in the eye. Yeah, more or less. This is the largest supermarket in the area. It has the widest variety of goods. After listening, Luo Chingley continued. Then where are the keyboards sold? A keyboard? I scanned the surroundings, pointing in one direction. They're probably over there. Liu Yu's face turned slightly pale. An ominous thought suddenly flashed through his mind. Luo Chingley crossed her arms over her chest, looking down at Liu Yu. Will you leave on your own, or should I have someone escort you out? Miss Luo, I don't understand what you mean. You don't understand. Luo Chingley's queenly aura was perfectly natural, she sneered. Lin Haoyu is mine. Just who do you think you are? To dare to bully him time and time again? Liu Yu took a step back. He was truly speechless. Miss Luo, are you crazy? Just because of this Lin Haoyu guy? Song Shuir stood nearby in disbelief, pointing at me. Someone as ugly as him? He's not even worthy of standing beside you, Miss Luo. You're demeaning yourself, this Lin Haoyu. Before Song Shuir could finish, Luo Chingley stepped forward and slapped Song Shuir right across the face. Song Shuir tumbled to the ground, crashing into the back of a shelf displaying promotional items, goods scattered all over the floor. What a pathetic mess. Song Shuir rubbed her cheek in pain, then stood up before she could even steady herself. Another powerful slap landed. Luo Chingley, like a satanic demon ruling over all things, her entire body radiated a chilling, threatening aura from the moment this woman smugly talked about how Lin Haoyu had a crush on her as a child. Luo Chingley had already found her eyesore. Song Shuir gasped in pain. She couldn't understand at all why Luo Chingley had hit her the moment she arrived. Instantly, Song Shuir's anger also flared up. How can you be so unreasonable and blind to the truth? I didn't even touch you. On what grounds do I have to take a slap from you the moment you arrive? By what right? Lu Chingley looked like she had just heard a joke. She sneered, based on the fact that I am Lu Chingley. The name Lu Chingley in this place represents absolute power. No one dares to provoke it, and no one dares to question it. Song Shuir was choked with resentment, but didn't dare say another word, while Liu Yu stared hatefully at me standing behind Luo Qingli. Were we wrong? Isn't Lin Haoyu just an ugly freak? Miss Luo, why do you keep protecting such an ugly person? Hearing that, Luo Qingli kicked a nearby rattan chair straight at Liu Yu, then gave them a bone-chilling stare. If I hear those words from your mouths again, those 3 words, ugly freak once more, I guarantee I will make your lives a living hell. If you don't believe me, just try. Liu Yu and Song Shuir were so terrified they trembled all over. Their previous arrogance and bossiness had completely vanished. They huddled together like stray dogs in mourning. Now, get out of my sight immediately. As soon as the queen gave the order, Liu Yu and Song Shuir helped each other up. Song Shuir bit her lip and glared at me, then left in tears. I breathed a sigh of relief, turning to look at the noble girl beside me. Luo Qingli, thank you. Luo Qingli replied coldly and disdainfully. You think I care about your thanks? With that, her exquisite face leaned slightly closer to mine. Lin Haoyu, your judgment of people used to be truly terrible. I know. She's referring to the fact that I once liked Song Shuir. That. You heard everything? Luo Qingli let out a cold snort. Someone's voice was so loud, I could hear her shrieking from 800 meters away. I struggled to keep a smile on my face. Actually, I feel I should explain a bit. You don't need to take those words seriously. Luo Qingli looked down at me. Which words? I lowered my head uneasily, pushing the small cart back and forth. She's definitely asking despite already knowing. Well, the part about me saying I like you, I only said those things. Just to spite Song Shuir and Liu Yu, I definitely won't like you, nor will I cause you any trouble. Besides, I already have someone I like. Luo Qingli crossed her arms and spoke coldly with a sharp tongue. Is that so? I'd also like to know. Which girl is unfortunate enough to be liked by you? I looked at her, speechless. Luo Qingli is clearly so beautiful, so why is her mouth so vicious? Hearing this, Luo Qingli became even more annoyed. Is this your attitude toward your savior? I found it a bit funny, please. Calling yourself a savior is a bit of an exaggeration, Lin Haoyu. Next time you're beaten to death on the street. I won't even spare you a glance. Luo Qingli tossed back those cold words and turned away. I hurriedly pushed the cart to catch up. My tone was slightly coaxing. Hey, you're not really angry, are you? You're being too narrow-minded? Luo Qingli's face showed clear irritation. Get away from me. I still followed her with a beaming smile. To repay you for standing up for me earlier. I'll cook something delicious for you, okay? Luo Qingli sneered. Who cares? If you have that much time, then go prepare breakfast for the girl you like. Don't be like that. They'll head to the Luo family villa a bit early today to help with the cleaning. Luo Qingli continued to mock me. No need. If you have that much energy, then go do chores for the girl you like. I broke into a cold sweat. Then what do you want me to do? Luo Qingli stopped in her tracks. Her cold eyes glanced at me. Write me a thank you letter. I was stunned. What thank you letter? She's joking, right? Luo Qingli tilted her noble chin upward. Her thin lips moved to issue an order. A thank you letter, handwritten. It must express sincere feelings and be 3,000 words long. If you're short by even 1 word, you're dead. I was dazed by Luo Qingli's eccentric way of thinking. I really can't handle her. What kind of thank you letter is that? Should I just give you a commemorative banner while I'm at it? I forced a wry smile. Isn't 3,000 words a bit too much? Luo Qingli's eyes immediately flashed with a threat. Or would you like to try 5,000 words? I hurriedly waved my hands. No. I think 3,000 words is just fine. Luo Qingli withdrew her gaze, looking incredibly cool. Hand it to me on Monday. I frowned. What's going on? Is Luo Qingli sent by heaven to save me, or to torture me? By the way, why are you here? I asked, as if suddenly remembering something. Just happened to be passing by. Luo Qingli replied casually, having said that as if afraid I'd overthink. She explained further that she had business today, so she brought Linger out. While passing by, she insisted on getting something to drink. So that's it. I was wondering why it was such a coincidence. Her slender fingers picked out a drink. Luo Qingli turned and tossed it into my shopping cart. She urged, Aren't you going to get your things and go? I looked surprised. You're not planning to give me a ride back, are you? Luo Qingli glanced at me. It's just on the way. In another scene. At the Xin house, Shen Wanding slapped her thigh and complained excitedly. Su Qin, you tell me? What on earth is Luo Qingli thinking? Are we? Still sisters who grew up together? She just pulls out her investment like that? That's really too much. Midday sunlight flooded the room through the floor-to-ceiling windows. Su Qin was sitting on the sofa. She tilted her head slightly to look at Shen Wanding. So you really don't know the reason? Shen Wanding was heartbroken. Please. Why are even you like this? Both of you. Can you? Speak human for a second so I can understand. If I knew, I wouldn't have come looking for you. I've thought about it all night long, and I still don't understand how I offended Lu Chingley. I guess it's because I'm prettier than her, so she started getting jealous of me. Yeah, that must be it. Sukeen smiled gently, wanding. If you still want to get good roles in the future, then that sentence you just said. You better never let Lu Chingley hear it. Shen Wanding sulkily toyed with a lock of her hair. Fine, fine. Lu Chingley is indeed a tiny bit prettier than me, but I'm clearly cuter. We have different styles. Sukeen stopped joking with her. When you were interviewing for the drama club, was there a male student named Lin Haoyu who participated? Yes, he left quite a deep impression on me. That student has immense potential, but I really couldn't find a role that suited him. That's why I didn't pick him. Shinwaning's voice grew quieter and quieter. Suddenly, she seemed to realize something. Is it like you said? He is a student with great potential. Appearance is actually just temporary. Whether one has true ability is more important, right? Your fans like you. Not just because of your looks, but mostly as an affirmation of your acting skills. Sukeen was like an older sister giving guidance. Her voice was incredibly gentle. Luo Chingley said once you've thought it through. To give her a call back, do you understand everything now? Shen Wanning had a sudden epiphany. She leapt down from the sofa. As for me, right after I got home, I received a call from the drama club. It was a call notifying me to register at the club this Monday. I was extremely excited. It felt like finding something I had lost, but I still appeared completely calm on the outside. Let me think about it some more. All right, then we'll wait for your call. After hanging up, I was crazy with joy. I don't know why, even though I have this ugly appearance. Receiving such an affirmation made me feel especially proud. Just after hanging up, the phone rang again. It turned out to be Ling Chen. As soon as I answered, Ling Chen's arrogant voice came through. Lin, how are you? I heard the drama club made an exception to let you in, and about what happened at the supermarket earlier. You better explain yourself clearly to me. What on earth is the relationship between you and Miss Luo? Who do you think you are that I have to explain myself to you? Hearing this, Ling Chen was furious. Lin, how are you? Don't think I don't know. The matter of being specially admitted to the drama club is because the Luo beauty secured that spot for you. Otherwise, you think with that ugly face of yours, you could get into the drama club on your own? Dream on. I paused for a moment. Is that how it is? The reason I was specially admitted to the drama club was through Luo Chingley's connections? Ling Chen roared in anger. What right do you have to dare seduce Miss Luo? Don't you know to look in the mirror and see what your face looks like? I'm warning you, she is mine, no matter what tricks you've used. Miss Luo will eventually be my girlfriend. She is the woman I love, so you better watch yourself and stay away from her, otherwise, it'll beat you every time I see you. Beep, beep, beep. Ling Chen was cursing passionately when suddenly on the other end, the busy signal sounded after I hung up. He picked up his phone to look, so angry his nose was out of joint. He immediately hurled the phone onto the ground. Hearing the noise, Lin Yuandong and Yang Hui hurriedly knocked and entered. What's wrong? What happened, son? Dad, Mom, Lin Haoyu is bullying me. Ling Chen looked completely aggrieved. He recounted the whole story about Liu Yu being publicly humiliated by Miss Luo at the supermarket today for his parents to hear. Lin Haoyu definitely did it on purpose. He knows perfectly well that I like the Luo beauty. By what right does he dare compete with me? What right does he have? Yang Hui immediately began scolding relentlessly upon hearing this. Lin Yuandong listened, his expression clearly complex. Yang Hui irritably pushed him. Say something. Ling Chen has been bullied to this extent by Lin Haoyu, and you're not going to say anything? Lin Yuandong let out a sigh, actually, since the last time Ling Chen was hospitalized. When a group of bodyguards suddenly barged in and slapped him and smashed the furniture, I felt that this matter seems far from simple. What do you mean by that? Don't tell me. The time Ling Chen was slapped in the hospital was also because the Luo beauty sent people there? How could that be possible? Yang Hui shrieked. Her voice was extremely shrill and shrewish. Just looking at Lin Haoyu's face makes me nauseous. So how could any woman possibly be interested in him? Absolutely impossible. You're definitely overthinking it, even if the Luo beauty likes someone. She should like our Ling Chen. How could she like that Lin Haoyu, and even stand up to support him? Ling Chen stomped his feet in anger. Mom is right. How is Lin Haoyu even worthy? Lin Yuandong shook his head. Anyway, it's been nearly a month since the accident. I think we should find an opportunity to visit the second young miss at the Luo house and gauge the situation while we're at it. Go to the Luo house? Ling Chen's eyes lit up. He immediately spoke up. Dad, I want to go too, Mr. Lin. Truly had no way to deal with this precious son of his. He had to give in. Fine, fine, fine. He'll take you. I opened the notes on my phone. I realized the time remaining until the contract expires, and for me to restore my true appearance, there's less than 2 months left. Time flies. A whole month has passed so quickly. Linger's leg, injured in the accident, has also almost completely recovered. Does this mean the time I leave, Luo Chingley, and everything at the Luo house is drawing very near? My heart suddenly felt a bit heavy. It seems that I have grown used to Linger's angelic smile and also Luo Chingley's cold face and sharp tongue. Habits are indeed a very scary thing. I went to the Luo house as usual. Linger had a cold, so she didn't come downstairs. She had taken medicine and was fast asleep. Luo Chingley was nonchalantly watching TV, as if no one else was there. I cleared my throat softly. I stepped forward and called softly, Luo Chingley. The drama club making an exception to accept me. Was that because you had a hand in it? Luo Chingley glanced at me casually. Lane Hyoyu. Read fewer of those cheap romance novels. Don't delude yourself so excessively. I'm not free, and I certainly have no interest in interfering in your business. Got it? You could have just said you didn't interfere. Why do you have to speak so cuttingly? I mumbled to myself. Luo Chingley looked at me coldly. What did you just say? I was instantly frightened. I didn't say anything. Just then, the doorbell rang. Let me get the door. I turned and quickly ran off. Luo Chingley's gaze continued to follow my retreating back. I ran outside. After seeing several figures standing at the door, the smile on my face instantly froze. They were the people I wanted to see least in my entire life. Ling Chen, Yang Hui, and my father. Yang Hui saw I wasn't approaching and shouted angrily, "What are you standing there for? Are you trying to provoke me on purpose? Hurry up and come open the door for us." I pursed my lips tightly but still took a step forward to open the door. Ling Chen shoved me aggressively. "Get lost, you gatekeeping dog!" With that, he strutted arrogantly into the villa. I was a bit annoyed. Ling Chen was truly too arrogant. Luo Chingley was originally someone who preferred peace and quiet. Normally, the domestic workers in the villa only come to clean at fixed hours. They aren't around at any other time, yet Ling Chen's group of 3 didn't even bother to say a word before coming. They just barged straight into the Luo villa like that. The originally peaceful atmosphere was immediately filled with fake flattery. Yang Hui flashed a fawning smile. "Elder Miss Luo, we've come unannounced. We're not disturbing you, are we?" Lin Yuandong placed the boxes of supplements he was holding onto the coffee table, also smiling subserviently. "Where's the second miss? I haven't seen her since the accident. I wonder how her injury is progressing. Is Lin Haoyu taking good care of her?" Ling Chen looked even more infatuated as he stared longingly at Luo Chingley. Luo Chingley gave the 3 of them an expressionless glance, then shifted her gaze toward me standing not far away. "Didn't I tell you? Don't lead just any kind of person into this house." I spread my hands innocently. It wasn't me. They just insisted on barging in. I couldn't stop them even if I tried. Looking at these 3, not a single ripple of emotion showed in Luo Chingley's eyes. Her voice was even colder and devoid of emotion. "Take your things and get the hell out of here right now." Lin Yuandong was extremely awkward. He spoke up sheepishly. "Miss Luo, we mean no harm. We simply wanted to visit the second miss for a moment." Unfortunately, Luo Chingley didn't care at all. Her stunning face only showed indifference. "It'll give you 10 seconds to think whether you should walk out on your own, or have my people throw you out," Ling Chen, standing nearby, hurriedly explained. "Miss Luo, my parents really mean well. Please don't be angry." Luo Chingley slightly raised her eyelids, granting him 3 words. "You get out too." Ling Chen's face instantly turned pale. Luo Chingley didn't show the slightest consideration or leave them any dignity. Now that she had spoken, these 3 basically didn't dare to utter another word. Lin Yuandong used a gaze full of supplication. To look toward me, I looked away. "Linger is sick today. She's resting upstairs right now. You probably won't be able to see her." Lin Yuandong nodded hurriedly, then looked toward Luo Chingley once more and said with little hope, "So that's how it is. Beauty Luo, I just wanted to discuss something with you. Concerning Lin Haoyu, unexpectedly this time." Luo Chingley didn't speak up, to refuse. It seemed there was hope. Lin Yuandong continued to probe, "Then we'll take the liberty of sitting down." With that, he gestured to his wife. And his son, Ling Chen, sat down smugly as soon as he sat on the sofa. Assumed the air of being the master of the house, turning his head to look at me. "Hey, go pour me a glass of water now." I looked at Ling Chen with a face full of question marks. "Am I your servant?" Ling Chen replied grandly. "Isn't your current status exactly that of a servant? When guests come to the house, isn't it only natural to pour them a glass of water?" Luo Chingley added coldly. "Did I ever say you were my guest? Who gave you such nerve?" "Miss Luo." Ling Chen pouted slightly with grievance. "But I really am thirsty. Don't you have hands? Or do your hands only exist for decoration?" For the first time, I felt that Luo Chingley looked so beautiful while speaking so viciously, scolding Ling Chen to the point that my mood became incredibly refreshed. Ha ha ha. Ling Chen kept hitting a wall with Luo Chingley. His anger flared up, but he didn't dare let it out. He could only glare resentfully, a very sharp glare at me if it were before. Lin Yuandong would have jumped up long ago to scold me for being thoughtless, but now, because Luo Chingley is here, it's not convenient for him to say it directly, so he could only clear his throat softly and say, "Lin Haoyu, go pour your brother a glass of water. It's no trouble if nothing else, just consider it doing it for me. Is it possible that a father like me can't even give you an order?" My lips moved, intending to say something, but before I could speak, a proud voice rang out, "Don't go!" Luo Chingley was like a queen. With her arms spread out, leaning against the sofa, she used her eyes to signal me to come sit beside her. Could Luo Chingley actually be favoring me? I quickly stepped to Luo Chingley's side. Mr. Lin, this place of mine is not a relief station. If you want water that badly, go back to your own home and drink it. Luo Chingley turned her head to look at Lin Yuandong. Her deep eyes flashed with a cold, sharp glint, radiating an aura that overwhelmed everything. The words she spoke didn't leave the opponent even a shred of dignity. Cold sweat streamed down Lin Yuandong's face. He used his sleeve to wipe his forehead. Nodding repeatedly, he said, Yes, young Lady Luo is absolutely right. It was our mistake for not knowing our place. Actually, today, we... He rambled on with meaningless pleasantries. I looked across, my mind going blank. Ling Chen sat between Lin Yuandong and Yang Hui, looking like someone who was carefully sheltered. Those three opposite me were a real family. I sighed inwardly. Meow. I don't know when it happened, but Meow Meow had actually come down from upstairs. It approached and rubbed against me affectionately, even letting out a comfortable purr. Ling Chen didn't expect that. Luo Chingley would keep a cat in her house, he exclaimed in surprise. What an adorable cat. Saying that, he stood up and approached, wanting to snatch Meow Meow from my arms, but the moment his hand reached out, Meow Meow's fur suddenly stood on end. Meow ow with a screech. Its sharp claws unceremoniously slashed toward Ling. Chen screamed out loud. Lin Yuandong rushed over. Ling Chen, are you okay? Yang Hui anxiously checked Ling Chen's wound, then glared at me. Did you do this on purpose? To be honest, it happened so suddenly. Even I was a bit dazed. I didn't know Meow Meow would react like that. No wonder when I first met Meow Meow. Linger worriedly warned me that Meow Meow was very fierce. It often scratches people and won't let anyone touch it. It seems that besides me, Meow Meow really would lose its temper and scratch others. Ling Chen reacted quickly just now, so he wasn't actually hit by Meow Meow's claws. Still, he was scared into a cold sweat. With a terrified face, he said, Young Lady Luo, why is your cat like this? It must have been taught poorly by Lin Haoyu. Luo Chingley lowered her eyes, slowly adjusting her sleeves. This cat since 3 months old has been at the Luo household. It's 3 years old now. It's always been my younger sister's closest playmate. Are you implying that Linger and I don't know how to raise it? Lin Yuandong quickly tried to fix it. That's not what he meant. Never mind. As long as no one's hurt, it's fine. Although Ling Chen's heart was full of resentment, he had to endure it all in front of Luo Chingley. Just now he was so scared his palms were sweating. Ling Chen stood up and asked to use the restroom. In the bathroom, along with the sound of trickling water, as Ling Chen washed his hands, he cursed. Damn it, Lin Haoyu. Just you wait. He should have replaced Lin Haoyu from the start, to come to the Luo house and care for young Lady Luo's sister. At least he'd have the chance to interact with young Lady Luo every day. Originally, they intended for Lin Haoyu to be an errand boy at the Luo house, but it didn't seem like Lin Haoyu was suffering at all. No matter how stupid Ling Chen was, he realized, from the moment he walked in the door, Luo Chingley had been protecting Lin Haoyu at every turn. I'm so furious. Ling Chen irritably turned off the faucet. He didn't believe that his current self couldn't compare to a disfigured, ugly man. After washing his hands, Ling Chen opened the door and stepped out, but he happened to discover Meow Meow eating canned food not far away. It's all because of this damn cat, making him lose face in front of young Lady Luo earlier. Ling Chen looked around, then took off his outer coat. Step by step, he crept closer to Meow Meow. 5 minutes later, he returned to the living room with a face as if nothing happened. Lin Yuandong and Yang Hui had been ordered to leave by Luo Chingley and were waiting for him at the door. Ling Chen, say goodbye to young Lady Luo quickly. We have to go now. Hearing this, Ling Chen wore an incredibly flattering smile. Young Lady Luo, then we'll take our leave first. If there's a chance next time, I'll visit the second young lady again. It's just a pity. Luo Chingley didn't even bother to give him a single look. She directly ignored Ling Chen. I laughed inwardly. I don't know why. Watching Ling Chen try to please Luo Chingley over and over again, only to get slapped in the face time after time, it's truly refreshing. After the Lin family left, the villa became quiet again. I poured a cup of coffee, bringing it to Luo Chingley with utmost flattery. Luo Chingley, were you just protecting me? Thank you. Luo Chingley had already opened her laptop and was working. Hearing my words, her hands, which were typing, clacking on the keys, suddenly paused for a moment. She glanced at me. That exquisite face. Every line looked as if it had been meticulously carved by God himself. Seeing it at such a close distance, it was even more surreal. I awkwardly scratched my chin. Being very sensible, I spoke up. I know you're about to tell me I'm being self-indulgent again. Actually, you just found Ling Chen annoying. It wasn't about protecting me, right? Luo Chingley didn't rush to deny it. She just kept looking at me with those deep eyes, her red lips parted slightly, calling my name. Lin Haoyu, don't let others bully you so easily in the future. Having said that, Luo Chingley turned her gaze back to the computer screen. Her slender fingers resumed controlling the entire system. It was clearly a very ordinary sentence, but my heartbeat disobediently beat a little faster, faster and faster. What on earth is wrong with me? Am I being flirted with? It's so quiet around here. It's terrifying. Afraid Luo Chingley would hear my restless heartbeat, I quickly cleared my throat, trying to change the subject. What are you doing? Saying that, I leaned in to take a look. It feels quite high-end. Before I could even finish those words, I heard the sound of Butler Lee hurriedly running down from upstairs. Eldest young lady, this is bad Luo Ching.